Hey, welcome to Full 42. We're doing the best movies from 1994, one of my favorite years for movies. So that's exciting.
Gonna be a tough
Uh,
one.
what was that?
It's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, it was tough putting all. I really hope we have a lot of crossover so I can reach down into my 6 and 7 and maybe 8 and stuff.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
I think we
there's
will
some
too.
obvious ones. We'll see.
I can't imagine we won't have some crossover. And we'll talk about some restrictions that we put on ourselves or not. Let's see what else. Oh, I have a little game for you.
Oh, great! Here we go.
No. It's an easy one. It's the last line of a movie quiz. So
Sure, easy one. Great.
no. I picked easy ones. I got 20 of them. So we'll consider them 5 points, and we'll see what grade you get. Everybody else can keep track of what grade they get, and let's see who gets better grades, basically, right?
Okay, so then I can't look at the chat because, all right.
Well,
my brain is fried. Like Gen Con's coming up, and now you're gonna hit me with last words quiz.
yeah, I schedule this stuff on purpose, right? Obviously.
Brutal.
No. You'll at least get 50%.
You think?
Yeah. I didn't pick hard ones. I didn't. You'll get most of them, I bet.
Okay.
I bet.
All right. I'll ask you questions before we start. Like where they're from.
Yeah. We'll do that after the top 5, though, because in case some of ours are part of that. I don't want con brain. Yeah, that's it. Con brain. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. That I say it now, so I don't have to say it later. Boom, there you go. We're just gonna leave that up. We'll just
Love it.
like it.
Love it. Hey, howdy.
How is everybody doing? Saying hi to people. Love it. But yeah, so before that, we have announcements. Let's see. What else are we doing? We're going to do Luca painting, I assume?
I got a little Gen Con roundup. There's a couple things I just wanted to go over because Gen Con's this week. So if anyone's tuning in and interested in what's going on at Gen Con, I'm still waiting for Sam to get back to me, but he has not. Oh, Chad got back to me. That's good. Thank you, Chad. Yeah, I'm waiting for Sam to get back to me about something just so I can say something. But I have a little list, nothing major about booths and games and stuff.
Did you say poops and games?
Booths?
Booths
and games?
Yes, that's a different thing. Gotcha.
Totally different convention. I don't know what you're talking about there. Yeah.
I'm not going to that convention. I'm not going to this one either, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely. 30 the day of 33?
Hey, Rob.
33. Hey, Rob.
Yeah, and already some movies are being thrown in there. I'll try not to pop up the movies till we get into our list because I don't want it to overshadow our list, obviously.
Yeah, it might. Well, I mean, it's obvious, right? Like these are from '94, so if the movie's from '94,
yeah, you get some good lists there. I can tell you, I bet you already can pick one movie that is very near the bottom for mine. Like it won't even come up for me, but I bet you it's in your list. I'll be interested.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh, Brandon.
I wonder what that is. Hey, Brandon, I got your message about you and Nikki. I'll write you down. I'll text you after the show.
So let's do announcements first.
Did not? Did you really? So did I.
94. Oh yeah, check that.
Yeah. Talk about this before. That's funny.
I graduated in 97.
Yeah, you youngins.
Yep.
All right. Eric was 2 when we graduated, so.
Was he even born? Oh.
Yeah, 92, right? He was born in 92. Yeah, see? I was 2 in 94. I gotcha. I beat you to it. Even with the delay, I beat you to it.
That's funny.
The Gen Con wrap up. I've got Luca painting. If any, before we get into the movies, or before we get into the game and then the movies, if there was, you were one. Oh God. If there's any questions that anybody has while you're in the chat about, like, if you're heading to Gen Con and you have a question about it, like, feel free to ask and we'll get to it. And then we'll get into the movies and This is a very welcomed distraction this evening. Usually I'm out of my mind, which I am, and I'm not prepared, which I also am not. But this
You're
is
leaving tomorrow, right?
7 in the morning.
Whew. Driving.
Yeah, me and John. You haven't met John. We're driving out. It says 9.5, but with like gas and stops and stuff, it's probably 10-ish, and then traffic and bullshit. But we're going in a day early this year rather than driving the same day as setup, which is glorious. So you're not driving 10 hours and then having to set up a booth, which sucks. Major ass. Look at all the youngins in the crowd. This is great. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, cool. Well, let's get into our announcements so we can get into the fun stuff. Well, do you want to handle Gen Con stuff first, or you want to wait till a few more people come in?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can go over it. I mean, it's kind of just an overview of some stuff from last week with a couple updates on things. Which again, I wish Sam would text me back.
Well, then we can wait. Let's wait a bit. Let's do Luca painting and stuff, and then we'll talk Gen Con.
Or he can text me. Like he hasn't been online in an hour, so he might not see it through the show.
Sure.
There's the other Sam. Hey, Sam. And if he texts me, then I'll update the information.
All right.
That's fine with me. So last week we went over our Gen Con list, the entire list of what felt like 5,000 games.
3.5 hour episode.
It was 500 and something games. We went through everything that was going to be there. We had our list, and I still have it, which I'm bringing with me, of stuff that was for demo only and stuff that was actually available to buy, and some question marks because nothing was listed.
What's funny about that whole list thing is after we went through it, like 2 of those things, Life and Reterra, which I already knew was at Target, and the monsters, the new monster one, the horrified one with Cthulhu. I saw both of those at Target the other day and got both of them. And I was like, I kind of feel like I got my Gen Con, a little Gen Con haul. I had to get something for myself. So.
I just told somebody in the QSCon Discord they got nestlings in from Kickstarter, and that's been on a lot of lists for Gen Con. So I was like, you kind of were there. Like, that was the thing that people are looking for, and you got it. The other one that's at Target that I was not surprised, but like I didn't know was going to be a thing was Harvest. Harvest is at Target as well.
Yeah, it is. I saw that. I almost got it too, but I was like, hey, I can't get 3 games all at once.
Sure. Well, that one's $60 too, so they must have added a lot to that game.
I want to see a little bit. I want to see some videos and stuff like that before I spend the 60. The other ones were a little cheaper.
Yeah,
a little bit. 30 each. Yeah, 30 each.
Yeah, the horrified one I need to get. That one looks really good. I wonder if they've done a little special mini at the show. I wonder if they'll have one at the Ravensburger booth. Oh, it's okay. We'll see you in September, though, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not going to Gen Con either, Matt.
You guys can have a Gen Cant Saturday.
Yeah, we're Gen Cant. Yep. If you get a little promo or something like that for them, maybe you could get 2.
I'll see what I can do.
I already got the game. I feel like
they usually do 1 per person, but I'll see if I can send somebody over there.
Hey, you can convince people. You're talkative.
Sure.
Tell them blah blah blah. I got a show. Blah blah blah. Co-host. Maybe you come on. Blah blah blah. Yeah,
I highly doubt Ravensburger gives a shit. If they do,
you don't have to tell them how many views we have.
No, what they did last year is they had the Lorcana promo cards, and they gave you one per day, right? They had a different one per day.
Right.
So obviously I went back, to get more stuff. So the Horrified, I do want one for myself because I want one for my collection, but I also want one for the QSCon library. So when I get my second copy, I'll just, if they do have a minifigure, like a promo figure.
But co-host over QSCon, right?
100%. I'll use that because it doesn't need the promo figure. I'll obviously give it to you. However, you can only get that figure from me in Syracuse.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make it this year. So.
No, I know. No, I didn't say this year. I did get you something while I was out shopping. I'm not going to show you. I got you something when I was out shopping, but I'll keep it as a surprise next time I see you in person.
What am I saying? Yeah, do that. That's good.
Yeah. Q-Scan.
None of this so far has been an announcement at all.
None of it is, of course. Oh, nice. Very good. They're Brendan and Nikki are coming to QSCon.
Very cool.
Very exciting. All right, so Gen Con. For those that again, if you have any questions about Gen Con, please put them in the chat, and we'll get to them. But as a little bit of a roundup, I just wanted to announce some cool people that are there with a couple updates to copies that are going to be available. I asked a couple people how many copies they were going to have at the show, because we did talk about it last week, and I know things are on people's lists and people go crazy with running around and trying to get what's there. So to reiterate a few highlights, and I was talking about Sam from BA Games. Once he sends me a message, I'll update how many copies of Forges of Ravenshire he's going to have there. But if this isn't on your list, put it on your list. This game's fantastic. Yep. It's beautifully produced. The game is super fun to play. So BA Games will be at $29.43.
And we have an episode where we played it too. So check that out. Which was that with Sam with us?
It was with. I can go into the sheet and check, but it was with Sam. I'm not. It was a couple months ago, so I'm not sure when it was. Hey, buddy. See you in a couple of days. Yeah. So Sam, I don't know how many copies he'll have, but I know he didn't have them at Origins, which was a big thing, but he will have them at Gen Con. And as soon as he sends me a message, I will update how many copies he'll have of Forges of Ravenshire. Sausage Sizzle, which is here, is from 25th Century. We talk about 25th Century all the time. Chad's amazing. The games are amazing. He will have 200 copies of Sausage Sizzle available. And I know there are people not only in the chat, but people that from this area, from QSCon, that have played it, that want it. So he will have 200 copies. They are at booth 1233. They also, he did tell me, and I'm pretty sure I can say this, he air freighted them in along with Hamster Roll. So he redid Hamster Roll, if you remember that game. So he's got 200 copies of that for the show as well. And I know that's kind of hot on people's lists. So that'll be there as well.
By the way, I just looked. It was our episode 158, if you want to watch us play the Forges of Ravenshire.
Nice. There you go. With Sam. All right. So that was Forges. That was Sausage Sizzle. Our friends over at the Board Game Rubdown will be at 1931. If you want to go bother Tim and Mike and Rob and Spencer and that whole crew, I think Dan's going. They'll be at 1931, so go say hello to them. I'm sure most of the people in the chat will go because we all know them and they're great friends of ours. Outrun the Bear, Sam is in the chat somewhere. At least I did say it. Sam was in the chat earlier. He said hello at Around the Stump Games. They're Outrun the Bear we've talked about with the giant bear. And their newer one that was just on Button Kingdoms will be there in the Indie Game Alliance booth, which is 632. So if you're heading around that side of the hall, go say hi to Sam and check out Button Kingdoms and pick up a copy of Outrun the Bear because it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. Because why wouldn't you want to trip grandma to get eaten by a bear to save yourself? Like,
this is how you say bear in sign language. Interesting.
You learned something.
The more you know.
The more you know. I should have done these in order. That would have made sense. I'm all over the place in the map. Sorry. Where was I? 9. Okay. So continuing on, a local game designer is sharing a booth with Aegis or Aegis. I don't know how it's pronounced. It's Aegis. But I talked about them last week. It's Galen's Games with Super Sniper. It's that 1-versus-1 polyomino game where you're trying to snipe the other person. He'll have the upgrade pack there, which are acrylic tiles, they're beautiful. He'll only have 120 copies of that game, so do yourself a favor and stop by. It's $29.39. Check that one out. That one's fun. Got to play it here. Hey, Kabuki.
I just looked up how to do sign language for sniper, and now I think I'm on a list.
I'm glad it's recorded that you did it and not me. So yay. In other news, I'll be looking for a new co-host pretty soon. So if anyone is interested, maybe hit me after the show. Jesus. All right. So that was Super Snipers, $29.39. Go check that one out. If you head over from there, the next aisle to 3058, those who watched the show months ago with Matt from Envy Born Games with the fanny packs. If you haven't seen his videos, they are a riot. They're hysterical. Matt is awesome. He's got those mini games, those small games. Sirens was one we played on the show with him. He's got 16
Sirens was fun.
He's got the new one that's been on a lot of lists, Confusing Lands. And then he's previewing Kalahari, which looks beautiful and so cute because it's got those meerkat meeples. Mere meeples? Meeple cats?
Miracles?
Something's there.
Like
yeah, and he'll have fanny packs available. So you should definitely go get a fanny pack and have it signed like I did at Origins. So that's 3058 for Envy Born. Then if you go over to... I did that one. I did that. Oh, come back over a couple aisles to 2004, where you'll spend a good amount of time. If you listen to me talk about them, you'll know why. It's Burnt Island and Kids Table Board Games. And
Yep.
I don't know what in their booth is not worth checking out. Not only their old catalog, like their back end stuff, is their power plants and name it. It's beautiful productions. But more recently, the newer stuff, front end stuff, they'll have Mycelia. I don't know how it's pronounced, that mushroom game. That's they're doing the North American for it, so they'll have it there, and they have limited copies of that. They'll also be showing off How to Save a World, which we played a couple months ago with the designer. The game is beautiful. It's so well done.
Episode 160, if you want to see that.
There you go. They'll have that one there. They'll also have Endeavor Deep Sea, which was played on the show last year at some point, which is now fulfilling to backers. I believe those are the Burnt Island side. On the kids' table side, Cafe Barras looks cute as hell. They got those cute little pins, but they also have Maki Master, which, if you heard me talk about it, which we also played on the show.
You also played that on show.
That game is so good. It's so well done. I loved it in the beginning, and they made it so much more streamlined and modern.
What's your favorite of those that we played on the show?
How to Save a World.
Really? I think the Deep Sea is my
Master.
favorite.
Which one?
The Deep Sea, the Endeavor one. Yeah.
And I do love Endeavor, but I loved Wasabi, so being able to play the new version of it was killer. Like, I loved what they did to it. But when we were playing How to Save a World, that game kept getting better and better. Every round we would do something, and the game just made sense. The choices were real. The idea that the laser's breaking it up so the shield could work, and then you got to get off. Everything just made sense in that game. I loved it. So they have an amazing lineup of stuff. But I would say that's probably my favorite.
Go spend all your money there. Yep.
It's going to be. Their stuff. It's pretty. Like, their art is catchy, and you're drawn to it. But then when you get it to the table, or you're setting it up or playing with it, like, the bits are good. The quality is good. Everything about it is amazing. Also, the Deep Sea one with the insert, they made sure, like, Helena made sure that the insert wasn't like it was eco-friendly. I forget the company that they use, but
right.
The thought that they put in this stuff is
plastic. It's smart.
Yep. Yeah. So, and then come say hi at 151 when you're done with all of the other stuff. Come say hi at 151.
151.
151. Like Bacardi.
Yeah. I was like, did you pick that on purpose?
It's been the booth that we've had, I think, the past 3 years.
Great.
And it's easy to remember. So
there you go.
Nice.
I need to play Cafe Barras. We need to have them on the show again so I can play it.
If it's digital, we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably is. Most of their other games were.
We should do that.
How many expansions we have for Charcuterie?
Ooh, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I know that they were shipped, and I know that they are in a box and they are on their way. They were supposed to be at the hotel, so I'll know tomorrow. I don't know how many we have currently.
There you go. It's already on TTS.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Beautiful. Yeah, we should do that. We should have Helena on maybe after we all calm down from Gen Con and play Cafe Barras. Maybe leading into PAX. If they go to PAX. I think they go to PAX. Maybe we'll do that. packs.
So at your booth, the 151, the 3WS booth, I imagine you're going to have Mission, almost said Mission Impossible.
That's a different one.
Or Mission Catastrophe. That's a different thing.
Also a different one.
Yeah. Mission whatever.
Think Apollo 13.
Mission 13.
Sure. Mission Control, but good job.
Mission Control, yes. It just wasn't popping in my head. I assume you're going to have that. You're going to have charcuterie, of course. What else you got going
on? We'll have the full lineup of stuff. We actually have the booth at 151, and then we have an author's table, which I don't know how they do it there. I was told it was Table Z. So if that means something, Table Z will be the author's table. You'll be able to find Dave there. Dave Rodriguez is he's written Daughters of Arkham. He most recently did Battle Mechs, which was a graphic novel. He did the Gossamer Saga, which was also a graphic novel for now. And he's, if you know him from Diablo 4, I mean, he's worked on other things besides, just books, but he'll be there with the whole lineup of stuff. So you can meet him, say hello, buy some things. And then at our booth, we'll have Stuff of Legend. We'll have volumes 1 and 2. We'll have Mission Control with the booster pack, with the expansion. We'll have charcuterie. We'll only have 300-ish copies for the weekend. A little bit more, like whatever the case break is, but just around 300 copies of that with an extremely limited amount of cheese bags. We didn't want to bring any and then make sure we didn't have them to give to the backers. So we had to leave some behind. So we have, although we only have a limited amount of games, at 300, we have a very small amount of the cheese bags. And then the honey expansion, which was mentioned, I just don't know how many we're going to have of that. But the big thing is Friday's charcuterie soiree. I wrote an update, which I'm going to publish probably when we hang up. As I was writing it, there were only 4 tickets left for the soiree. The soiree is Friday night. It's from 8 to 10 at ICC 144 and 145. It's a bigger room. Basically, it's 2 hours where you can come in. You're going to be taught through charcuterie. So if you played it before or haven't played it before, you'll be able to play charcuterie. And then when you're done with charcuterie, there will be, you've been to like a reception, like a wedding or a dance or something where they have like food stations, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing game stations. So when you're done with charcuterie, you'll be able to go to one of the stations and pick another game you want to play. I will have a bunch of prototypes and stuff from the pipeline that may or may not be able to be played depending on who's around and how many people are looking at stuff. Like I'll only have 1 copy of the stuff and I can't go and teach everybody all the things. But our next game coming out on Kickstarter, Canvas Critters, will be there. So you'll be able to play that.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Then we'll have a preview of Coral Gardens, which will be another one. That one's designed by Julio. If you know Julio Nazario, he did Holy, which is beautiful. Control, he did Dulce, and he's an awesome human. We'll have that there. We'll also have, and I'll say it now. In the chat right now, there's Eric and Alicia and their team at Kibi Games. We've signed a few games of theirs, so we'll also have for preview Relative Space, which is from them, and a game currently called Subs, which is most likely not going to be called Subs. But if you are watching this and you want to know about Subs, come talk to me about Subs. So that'll be there. We'll also have Andrew Styles was popping in. I don't know if he's still here, but we'll have his dinosaur game that we signed. So we'll have some previews of stuff that's coming down the pipipeline. Your game that we signed from you is going to be there.
Oh, cool.
People can learn.
That one's still called Zozimos? Is that changed?
It's tentatively called Zozimos. It makes the most sense. We can't think of a better name, and a little bit of history with the idea that it was the first recorded alchemist in history. So that one will be there. So if you want to check out the game that Chris made, we've also played it.
We've played it a few times on here.
Yeah. Definitely a few times on the show. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be there. And then we have 3 chef's tables of special guests. Lots of I don't want to say anybody, but it's pretty cool to look at the list of people that are going to be there. So yeah, you might want to stop by and check that out. if you have the opportunity. I know some of you already got tickets for it. And like I said, there were a few tickets available when I was writing the update earlier. So,
Nice.
Hey, Brittany, how you doing?
Well, that's all the time we have. Unfortunately, that was a lot of stuff, man. That was almost a whole nother Gen Con episode. I know there's a lot of stuff.
I could talk about it forever.
That's what you get for having so many friends. I try to just be ornery, and then I don't have any information to share.
It's the way to be, really.
Yeah. All right. So, other than Gen Con stuff, I can't imagine you have any other announcements because that's all you're focused on.
That's it. That's
Okay.
it for now. Yeah, I did find out. I found out some fun stuff. This fall, it's possible that there will be 3 Kickstarters going with a game of mine that I've co-designed at the same time from three different companies.
That's crazy.
It's going to be pretty bonkers.
You're gonna have a Wolfgang Warsch year.
It's not.
Remember that year where you had like 5 games in all different places? Because
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rob, be careful. Don't watch. Listen, sure, but don't watch.
I'm catching up on some of the chat. Brittany, absolutely. Soon.
Okay, and I don't have anything going on at all, so we can move on. Other than the fact that I played no, I can't talk about that because if I start talking about the game that I played this weekend, I'll go into a rant. We don't have time for that.
Can we do it later?
Maybe I shouldn't rant about it publicly anyway. It's somebody else's game.
That's what we're here for.
I can rant about things in general. But yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. At the end of the thing, maybe you'll remind me, and then I'll get all.
Maybe
you're not supposed to say the name of the game. Anyway,
he wants to tell us so bad.
I do. Anyway, I just want to complain. You know me. I love complaining.
Sam, I do not apologize. Your wallet can hate me as much as it wants. These are some of the coolest people that I've gotten to know over my time in here doing this thing. And if it's going to hurt me, it's going to hurt everyone.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm. It'll hurt you twice because we know you always buy at least 2 copies.
Yeah, usually because I have I am fortunate. There are plenty of people that support the convention and send me play to wins and
that's good.
Yeah, copies to put in the library and stuff. So I am fortunate, but I do not ask for handouts. Do
you need any not great games? Because I came across a whole batch of Evil Intents that I don't know what to do with.
Well, yeah. Give them to me. I'll put them in play to win. I'll put it in the library. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, they're all right. I like the art that I did for them.
They're very cool. I showed you. I got an original. I guess they were all Kickstarter versions, but
right. There were only 1,000 made, I think.
I have one.
No. That's not true. We made 2,000. And never again. Move on to better games.
Second edition.
Sometimes you shouldn't publish your first game. That's all I'm saying. It's not that bad, but it's not that great either. Am I selling it? Someone else want one?
You're your worst critic, so
that's probably true.
Oh,
but Mistwind. I need to try that one. I want that one.
Good job.
So let's go on to Luca painting. You got a Luca painting for us?
I do.
All right. So if this is first time, his 2.5-year-old now likes to paint almost daily. And we like to look at these paintings and we all discuss in comments. Basically, what do you see? It's Rorschach. Who's the crazy one this week? Usually it's me. I'm going to think positive. You're going to show me something. I'm going to see happiness and butterflies and whatever, dragonflies.
Okay.
No evil thing's going to pop up.
Okay, if I would change to another one that's over there just for that reason, but I will stick with this one. This was done on the 24th.
All right.
Again, I still
That's
doing
5 days ago.
This was done as there were 4 of them done at the same time, but I'll save the others. Yeah, so here it is.
Positive thoughts. Positive, not Cthulhu, but positive thoughts.
I'll get in a little closer. So
Maybe a dragon? Is that positive? Pink dragon that has exploded in the middle because it ate a bomb?
Perfect.
More like a wyvern, right? Because it only has a tail. I don't see any legs and stuff.
I was recently informed that it is not pronounced wyvern. It is pronounced
wyvern. Yeah, I know. It's wyvern. I don't care. It's GIF. It's wyvern. It's whatever I say. Maybe that's how they say it in Britain.
Wow.
Like they say aluminium and we say aluminum.
Yeah.
Octopus vibes. Ooh, more octopus. Octopus.
Yeah.
Inking to freedom. A Pokemon Gligar. Which one is that? Is that one of the newer ones? Yeah, see? Backed me up. British pronunciation.
I do not know what Gligar
I don't know what a Gligar one is. Nope. I kind of want to look it up now. Just 1 second. I'm sure if I type it into Google, I'm going to... Oh, okay. Well, that's adorable. Yeah, I'll show everybody what it looks like if you're like me and or not in the know of what that is.
I'm 100% not in the know of what that is.
I paid attention to Pokemon when it came out, so that's
what they're saying. All right.
Yeah, I mean it's almost that color, right?
Yeah, with the blue. Yeah, and you got the little horns right there. Yep, for sure. Interesting.
Yeah, everybody's ignoring the little bit of blue on the side,
which is my favorite part of this.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Giant superhero snail flying over a planet. Unicorn Hydra. I like that one. All right. What do you see here? What it sometimes he tells you what it is, so that's unfair.
It is unfair, and this is named for me. Also, he was looking at something when he was doing it, which is why this is kind of my. I do appreciate this one a lot.
Two-headed dog.
I do not coax him. He does his thing. The name of this one is Randall.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah. So Monsters Inc.
Oh, okay. The snaky guy. Yeah. Man, I need to watch Monsters Inc. again. It's been a while.
I've watched it quite often lately. But not only did he do the little swirlies because he's a snaky thing, but he added the blue because if you look at Randall, he's got a blue tail. If you pull up an image of Randall, he's got blue on his tail.
Oh, okay.
Yep. There you go. Oh, Monsters Inc. Kabuki. It's fantastic. That movie gets me every time.
It's a really good one. You should say it.
It's so good. Yeah, I mean, he could be on the ceiling. Like, he could definitely be crawling on the ceiling. But, like, this, I mean, look at the head. And then the twirly-whirly, what's going on there. But then he made sure he added blue to the end of the tail.
And then he swallowed a bomb.
And then he blew up. I'll let him know that you think he blew up.
Yeah, that's up to you if you let him know.
Well, you'll get a kick out of this, actually. So,
weird.
What'd I miss? Oh, nice. Randall. I mean, that could be your nickname from now on. No. It's so good.
Puppets. Oh, well, then he should not pay attention to the puppet that's behind me.
Oh, yeah. That thing's going to move one day.
Hard to tell, but he's wearing Jane's hat from Firefly.
I'm telling you right now, if at any point that thing moves during a show, I am leaving the studio. I've seen it. It'll come through the computer. I'm not dealing with it.
Someday I'm gonna rig it. There's gonna be something where he's like gonna come up behind
That's
my
fine.
shoulder.
I will click leave studio. I will click it. You can stay and play with your puppet on live YouTube. I'm not. I'm out. So I'm getting ready to go to Gen Con, and there are certain things I bring with me. Like I have a picture of the boys that says brothers, whatever. And I have all the stuff that's ready to go. The prototypes, copy of charcuterie someone's picking up, business cards, shit like that, right? And one of the things I'm bringing this year, because I haven't seen DeVito, I saw him, but I didn't have it with me. I didn't think he was going to be at PAX last year. But he didn't make it to Gathering. He didn't make it to Origins this year. So I have this picture that I made for people, which you have, I believe.
Yeah.
But there were people at dinner one night that we went to when we were at the Gathering, and it had a bunch of people in it. Yeah, that one right there. So I'm getting it ready, and he stops to look at it, and I know there's going to be a glare. He stopped. He saw this, and he noticed that it was little baby Luca.
Yeah.
But then he saw Keith and said Keith.
Oh.
So for those that know, he knew Keith. I'm like, oh, that's really good. And I'm like, and who's this? And he said Chris.
That's cool.
Isn't it? And he doesn't know Mike and he doesn't know Ryan, but he knew enough that that was Keith, like without being prompted. And then when I said, who's that? He knew it was you.
It's too bad every bald white guy he meets is going to be Chris, but that's cool.
It's got to have the chin strap, though. If you don't have the chin strap,
you got to have an anchor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the head just floats around.
Just floats. Yeah. It looks weird.
Ooh, Watchmen. Movie or television series? Because both are great, actually. So yeah, let's get into the thing that we promised everybody 40 minutes ago.
Let's do it. 36,
top 5 movies. I was running up top 5 movies 1994.
There he is. Hey Tim, we talked about you earlier.
Both
Watchmen movie and TV show. I'm sure he's talking about.
You were supposed to say both, and we both go.
Oh, that was not prompt. I wasn't.
You missed it. I even turned to you like this. Both.
I didn't know what you were looking at. I don't know what you do over there.
Because you weren't paying attention.
No, I wasn't. I was getting my list ready and moving stuff around.
All right. So, as usual, I left out any Star Wars or Star Trek from this list because those exist in their own loving universe. And this is the year where Star Trek Generations came out. So I've left that off the list. To be honest, though, I don't know if it would have made it on the top 5. Maybe it would have been number 5. It would have been real close, but and I love Star Trek, I do. But yeah, it's this was a good year. It's a solid year.
Yeah. There's some that I watch often. 2 that I watch often every year, but this is a good one.
I watch one of these probably once every 2 years. And then the other ones very rarely, but I always think of them. They always pop in my head a lot. That's interesting.
All right.
Funny enough, I think my number 6 is the one I've seen the most.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so rewatchable, but we'll get into all that. Any other barriers or exemptions you gave to yourself? All right.
No, there was nothing in this year. There was the one I did. It's been so we've this list has been sitting around for a few weeks now, right? We've pivoted. We went to Gen Con last week. We had Daryl on the show. So it's been sitting and coming back to it. Nothing surprised me. Like I was like, nope, that's good. Like nothing was like, oh, I forgot about that. It didn't surprise me. There's definitely one in here that could Hudson Hawk people, but I'm not going to do it. And then I did allude to when we did the 93, I did not know this movie existed. Like, I know it's not going to be on your list and it's not on my list. I circled it with 5 exclamation points. I had no idea that they did a Never-Ending Story 3. No clue.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Fantastic Four.
No, that's not on my list.
Yeah, no. Same thing, though. When I saw Never-Ending Story 3, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. It must have gone straight to video or something.
But I don't think number 2 came out in theaters. I thought number 2 was direct to video as well. So like a number 3,
Maybe.
I had no idea it even existed.
I kind of remember seeing trailers for part 2. So it might have gone to theaters. Maybe it just didn't last very long. I could be wrong now. I'm real young.
I have no idea. I literally was baffled. I thought I read it wrong. I'm like, number 2 wasn't 94, and then I saw it was 3, and I didn't read it wrong, and it blew me away.
Yeah. I know. I thought Google was punking me. I thought you were about to bring up Fantastic Four.
Nope.
Did you? I watched the trailer for it.
Nope.
Oh, it is so bad.
Yeah.
The trailer is so bad.
Yeah.
Like it shows the guy, Fantastic Four, and he's got like clearly a fake hand going towards the camera.
Yeah.
It's just on the pole, and you can see his arm out like this, moving the pole. So bad.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I almost wanted to put it as my number 1 just to make people go, what?
I'm tempted on one that would make people pissy, but it wasn't even worth the ink to write down Fantastic Four.
I know, but it was funny.
Yeah. And yes, it should be infinite, but I assume they only stopped at 3. Like, I had no idea that existed.
Has a lot of heart. All right. I never saw it. All right. Let's hope the next one coming out has a lot of heart. Wow. We could actually talk for a while about the whole Marvel stuff. Maybe we will after this list, after we do your game and stuff. Who knows? I know you got a lot of stuff to take care of, though. So.
Oh, yeah. Should we do the game first? No, we'll do this first.
We'll do this first because we might step on some things that are in it, right?
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
But afterwards, if you didn't know, I've got a what is the last line, or what movie is this last line from? Actually, I don't know which way to do it from. The harder way would be you tell me what the last line is of a movie, and I give you the movie.
No fucking way.
I was only able to do it maybe on 2 of them. No, definitely on 2 of them I was able to do it, but it's too hard that way. So what I'll do is I'll give you the line, and you tell me the movie.
No way.
All right, so who wants to start? I know we're going to step all over each other. I don't care. I've got so many on here. I'll be happy to do substitutes.
Yeah,
so you want to go first?
I've got plenty. I don't remember who started last time. It's totally up to you.
No, I want you to go first.
Me?
Yeah. Give us your number 5. Oh, do you have these in any order?
No, really? Of course not.
I know you don't have any order. Mine are in order from my most favorite is number 1 and least goes up, right?
And mine I have 4 of them and then bracketed a couple of them, and I don't know which one I'm going to throw in there. So based on what you do and where I need to pivot. But I have 4 that I'm definitely, you'll probably step on. I starred one that I know is going to be on your list as well. I think this one might, but maybe not.
I'm sure you can pick at least 3 that will be on there because I can imagine you won't have these 3 either. So
I think I know there's one that we're going to cross on. I don't think the ones you have are on my list.
Okay. All right.
We'll
you got to be weird and unusual. You got to have something weird in there. That's it.
All right. I'm going to start with Stargate.
All right. That's my number 9.
Okay, good. See, it's not on your top 5.
Stargate's good. Solid.
Stargate is so good.
James Spader?
I fell in love with that mythology from that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it was so cool. It was so neat. I loved it. James Spader was amazing. Not necessarily the best CGI throughout the thing, but the premise, the story, there you go. I still love it. I watched it recently. I had the figures. They had figures that came out, and I had them. The Anubis head never stayed right on that character. It just always fell off. But yeah,
honestly, for the time, I can't fault him for the CG and all that stuff. The makeup. I think it was pretty good for that time.
Yeah. I want to get into SG-1, but it's also weird to see MacGyver doing something like that. Like, I just feel like he's just going to bring clips through a portal and fix everything. I don't know.
I watched the first, I think, season and a half, and I just stopped after a while. I know that, there's a lot of people that really love it and stuff, but it just kept, because I was watching them right on top of each other. It was very formulaic, and I'm sure it it changes after a while, like a lot of these series do. But I just kind of like needed a break, and then I never went back. So
Right.
I liked a lot of parts of it. I didn't dislike it.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
But when you watch it on top of each other a lot, you see the formula real easy, and it just kind of no.
Oh,
That them's fighting words right
yeah.
there.
Wait a minute now, Matt. I love you, but come on.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, where's the block button? Matt knows we love him.
Wow.
Despite.
I mean, I would Star Trek over Star Wars is a notch down for you.
They live in two different universes for me, so I don't compare.
Sure they do. Sure they do.
He says
Oh,
series.
even, all right. So yeah, I mean the TV series. I don't know.
Star Trek. Oh, I know. Think of all the new Star Wars series.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Stargate, solid pick.
Thanks. I love it. I think when looking at this list, that's one of the ones like I'd watch that probably. Because of these two, is probably not my most watched from this year, but outside of these other two, which I'll talk about later, that's probably the one I've watched the most. I love that lore. I love that myth. I love that what was going on in there.
Yep. All right. So my number 5, I was 16 in 94, I believe. Already a Nine Inch Nails fan. Already into this kind of look and stuff. So The Crow is my number 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Trent Reznor worked on that the album, the soundtrack.
Yep.
And it shows, his music's in it as well.
Sure.
But yeah, I watched it so much as a kid, and I still think it shows. Man, the new one looks horrible. I hope for all the people who made it that it's great and all that stuff. I don't know if I even want to go see it. I just rewatched the old one because the old one was awesome.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. And I still, every now and then, when someone goes, "Oh, it's raining. It can't rain all the time." I say it. Nobody ever knows what I'm saying, but I say it anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I think it hits even harder when you think about Brandon and what happened with that whole thing, right? That movie it resonates even more. But yeah, what a great movie.
I don't even have this on my list. I don't think I ever saw that.
Oh, Grumpy Old Men's good.
I should have popped up this.
It's The Odd Couple, just when they're old and
sure. I just don't think I ever saw it.
Yep.
So they're nice.
Yeah, The Crow is so good.
But yeah, I mean the music and the action and the quotes and all that stuff. And it had like a really cool storyline that you hadn't seen before in movies and stuff. Yep. It was just well done.
Yeah.
Do we want to snake or do we want to go back to you?
We can snake. That was one of the ones that, remember I said I don't know. I'm going to have to pivot. Depending
was
on
that
was one
yeah. Nice. All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, I asked about Snake because this almost flows into the same idea. I went with a bunch of friends, some of which that I went to go see it with a bunch of friends. Like we all said, "Oh, let's do this," and made it a big thing. And because vampires were really big back then. So, Interview with the Vampire is my number.
That's a good one.
I must have watched this movie like 1,000 times. I was already reading the books and all that stuff. I was like deep into that kind of stuff, always wearing black. But yeah, so I love that stuff. In fact, there's a new series out right now that's like, it's called Interview with the Vampire, but it's supposed to be a little bit afterwards or something like that. I started watching it. It's good so far. I heard it's really, really good.
That's Anne Rice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is the show also based on like her world, like what she did? Is she involved, or is it somebody else's?
No, I mean it's based off of the book.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was basically a goth, gothy 90s kid.
You're sensing a dark period in Christian's teenage years. Have you seen him do Lucas paintings? Jesus.
And don't forget the name I'm forgetting. What's his name? You know, Zorro. Antonio Banderas.
Oh, Banderas. Yeah.
Yeah. This was, I believe, it was his first U.S. movie, and he had to learn his lines, like learn English to do his lines. So it had a really good, nice, thick accent with it. It was great.
I love. What was it? Was it called Desperado? Yes. Banderas is where he had the guitar case with the guns. Selma Hayek was in it. Is it called Desperado?
Oh, yeah. It's a man. Why are you doing this to me? Brain won't work here.
I thought that was his first movie.
Yeah, Desperado. That's it.
Yeah, I thought that was his first.
It was shortly afterwards, I think. But well, we haven't gotten to those in our list, so you know it's after this.
Well, I don't know. Well, that's true.
That's true. I thought she had. I didn't want to.
I didn't know that. That's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sequel to a remake of it. I assumed it was a remake. I don't know if it was a sequel.
You know, it's not the first time I've been compared to that guy.
No. Aqua. He's the singer from Aqua.
I prefer that one.
He looks nothing like the lead singer from Disturbed.
I should get the same piercing. Yeah. So yeah, I will always love that movie just for the timing of it.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
All right, what's your number 4? You got something to play off of that?
Not on my list, but it was a good movie. Interview with a Vampire? No, I probably can't pivot well to that one.
I have a really weird one you could have pivoted to, but
no.
It's not on my list. It's further down, but
no, vampires? No. Can't. Nope, it's going to be a hard pivot. I am going to go to Leon the Professional.
Nice. Yep. That's number 10 on my list.
I'm just going to pick your next 5. You'll do your top 5 and I'll do your next 5. It's perfect.
Yeah, you are so far. Yeah.
I love that movie. I didn't know what I expected from it. And I think, which is why it shot up for me when I watched it. Natalie Portman was great. Amazing. But Gary Oldman is unreal in everything he does. And it shows like that, the way that he was playing that character and the way, I forget his name, the guy's name, the actor that played the Professional.
Oh, right. French guy. Yeah, I can't remember his name now either. Somebody pop it in there for us.
I don't remember. But that movie, it hit so hard when I watched it. Like, I still love it. I forget his name. Jean Reno. There you go.
Jean Reno.
God, so good. So good. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, it was originally titled Leon the Professional. And then I think with its mass.
I think it's just Leon now.
I think it was just called The Professional.
What's funny, it when I looked it up, it was just had Leon on the front cover. So it's, just look for something like that. 1994. Yeah.
Yep. So good. So good.
It's solid and it stands up.
Oh, my God. It's unreal. Oldman is anything. Go anywhere with Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman is the most impressive actor, I believe, that we have living right now. He's a different person everything he's in. It's amazing.
There you go. Yeah, great movie. Solid. It'll get you too.
Nope, it's a good one. My number 10, yeah.
Thank you.
And I should see it again, too. It's been too many years.
Oh, I still have the DVD. I don't want that movie to ever.
Yeah, I have the DVD. All right, we're snaking. What's your number 3?
Oh, right. Fuck. God, where do I go with that?
Oldman's a chameleon, definitely.
All right. Well, I mean, another solid one that I would never. I don't ever. Oh, so this I have a little caveat with this one. I mentioned during '93 that Tim Robbins redid a character for that line, for that thing that's going on with whatever, it wasn't that movie that we were talking about. The Schindler's List I confused with this one, Shawshank Redemption. Not that I confused the movies. They're obviously different movies, but just the name, when I started thinking about it, for some reason that popped in. But yeah, Shawshank Redemption. How could you not? I mean, it's one of the best movies. It's absolutely phenomenal. Yep.
Shawshank Redemption is also my number 3.
Oh, there you go.
We might be stepping on each other here.
So that was the only one I thought that we would have in conjunction with each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shawshank is so good.
Yeah.
There's so many times that just random times in my life where certain scenes will pop into my head, and it's still so good.
Yep.
That's the end. Got hurt. Dies number 1.
Yeah, there you go. Eric said the same thing. It should be number 1. It's a phenomenal movie. It's
what did you call me?
Why are you being obtuse?
Yeah, it is so good.
Yeah.
And again, stands up. I think we're going to start seeing at this point, 94, most of our picks are ones that stand up. Before then, a lot of these were ones that maybe they didn't stand up anymore, but nostalgia and all that stuff. I could show people these movies today and they're still solid.
Yeah, Shawshank would I mean, I don't there's nothing you could say bad about that movie. It's phenomenal. Also, yes, Mr. Krabs is the evil prison guard.
That's funny.
Yep.
That's funny.
Clancy Brown's been in so many things.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so Shawshank, I mean, honestly.
He's Highlander.
Who's Highlander?
I said he was in Highlander.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I'm like, he wasn't Highlander.
No, he wasn't the Highlander.
Right.
He was, yeah, Kurgan. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah, solid pick.
Thank you.
Can't argue with that. So since I don't have my number 3, I get to dig into my number 6.
You're welcome.
This is the one I said I think I might have seen more than any of the others. And mostly because it's not emotionally taxing at all. It's just a fun, stupid movie. Like I could put it on to the side while working or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just got so many fun moments. It's an action movie. It's got the action star in it, but it's also got this weird actor in it that I wouldn't have liked in anything else. It's True Lies.
I'm looking right. It's either Speed or True Lies. Okay.
It's True Lies. Yeah, it's True Lies. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, I watched some back behind the scenes stuff about this, how they were like, oh, let's make a comedy kind of thing. And this movie, I really credit to putting a lot of comedy in action movies after this. I mean, you did have a lot of stuff like Lethal Weapon and stuff like that that introduced some comedy and all. But this almost felt like its own genre, like a good solid 50-50 mix of comedy and action, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the people in this are also pretty great. This is one of my favorite Arnold movies, and it's not because it's a great movie. It's just for whatever reason, it's like just the right level of fun every time I watch it.
Yeah.
It's got just enough of like, that's a bit of a stretch that would happen.
Yep.
But, you know, the back and forth between him and Tom Arnold, who was the person I was like, I wouldn't believe I'd ever watch a movie with Tom Arnold. But, and he and his wife, see, I liked it all. So, yeah.
It's great. It's another one of mine that were parentheses around it.
James Cameron, right?
The scene where like they kind of have to smooth things over and they tell Jamie Lee Curtis that she's got a mission and she's sent on the mission and she's in the bedroom dancing and falling. And like that whole scene was so brilliantly done. Like the lead up to it, her thinking she's got a thing, him sitting there and just like falling off the bedpost was it's just hysterical. But yeah, good movie. Good pick.
That's so weird.
Oh, wow. Wow.
True Lies, number 4. Nice. Excellent. So I'm not too off on my number 6. Look at that. Yeah, it almost beat out The Crow. That's how ridiculous
it
is.
Yep.
And I would never, ever say this is like I would never be like, oh, you gotta see this movie because it's so awesome. But for whatever reason, it just is. It doesn't deserve to be that awesome. I don't know how it worked, but
Yeah, it's a fun one. I mean, if it's on, I'm not turning. Like if I'm looking around or it's on in the background, I'm not turning it off. Like it definitely will. It's got moments. Oh yeah, I remember that.
so yeah, that's my number 3.
Okay.
Well, my number 6,
Sure.
substituting for my number 3.
Sure.
All right, so let's go to I Snake Around. Right, I'm doing my number 2.
You do it.
So my number 2, we're getting into Predictionville now. It's very easy to figure out what my next 2 are, I bet.
I'm going to circle this one, and I'm going to circle this one. Okay.
Well, I can tell you my number 1 and 2 were my 2 favorite movies for a very long time. It was very hard to determine which one, was better than the other. But Forrest Gump is a movie that will last forever, as far as I'm concerned. The only problem is that I've said all of these will hold up. I think we're actually getting into a certain generation that they'll have no lap over. You know what I mean? Like they'll have nothing in connection with it. It'll almost be watching like a documentary of history more than any kind of like, oh, I lived there in that little bit or anything like that, right?
Yep.
So it's weird. I wonder how like newer generations would see the movie. If you think about it, Elvis, who appears in the movie, is barely. That's gonna be like 100 years from now, in 20 years or something. That's insane. So, or 30 years, whatever. But yeah. So, but anyway, it's still a beautiful. I was just whistling the tune for it the other day.
Yeah.
The little feather.
That soundtrack. I mean, I think it was a 4-disc soundtrack. It was amazing.
Yeah, the little feather going by and all that stuff. Yeah, and it was the first time they were able to like put him in a film where he's like shaking a president's hand, many presidents' hands.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah, that's my number 2, and I imagine it's somewhere on your list.
It's one of the obvious ones, but yes, it's definitely on my list. I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it and would never not watch it, but it wasn't one that I always like. Once, I mean, there are moments in it that you want to just see again, like when he's waving and the boat's going away. And,
yeah,
like all the Lieutenant Dan stuff when he's just like it's a very serious movie when you think about it. And then there are those moments that stand out, like when he's just running on the football field and like the iconic chocolate stuff. Like there were definitely those things, but it was never one that I wanted to sit and watch. Like I wouldn't purposefully put it on and watch it because I watched it. Like it made its impact, it did its thing, and then you just like Jenny is like an asshole.
For most of it, yeah. Of course, you see that she has her reasons for being who she is in a way.
I get it.
I always thought it was an interesting movie because Forrest Gump essentially works as the camera for you to watch the other characters.
Yeah.
Because Forrest Gump himself never really changes.
Yeah.
He's the same person from beginning to end. Now, you feel, all his experiences with him and stuff, but he's the only one that doesn't grow because he starts off already who he should be in a weird way. And that's what's fascinating to me is that it's not about him. He's not the main character. He's just the way that we get to watch these other characters.
Right.
Fascinating to me, but
yeah.
And it's got the feels in it and all that stuff. So, and unlike you, like I don't know, unlike you, but if I ever catch a bit of it, I'm instantly hooked and then I'm stuck in it until it's over. Is how I feel, because I can't just watch a part. Yeah. I just watch a part. I'm like, oh, but then this next part, and I just get stuck into it. So
it's almost like a way more contiguous Walter Mitty, right? Like Walter Mitty's in his head and he's fantasizing about things that he's doing, and there's a little bit of an overlap and an overarching story, but really it's almost segmented into these fantastical stories of his.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump kind of feels the same way, where like you can watch a bit of his life and what he went through, and then when he breaks and he's at the bus stop and he's talking about whatever, it's kind of like a recap, and then let me tell you about this thing, and then it's almost like a different story that he's telling. But then you have the whole Jenny thing coming through, and like
Walter Mitty, by the way, is an amazing movie if nobody's seen it. It's
phenomenal.
It did not get enough praise, I think, when it came out, and it got some, but not enough, in my opinion.
It's good. But if you want to and you have the time to read or like to read or you can read the story. The story is way better. Like, I'm not assuming everyone can read. Maybe people can't read, but the story is phenomenal. Yeah. And also you get to create the stuff in your head, not let the movie do it for you. So if you like reading, and good readers make film in their head when they're reading anyway, you'll be able to create those fantastical things in your head better. Like, the movie was fine, but the book is fantastic.
Cool.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Sucker Proxy.
Also, yeah. Like, is it?
I think it was. I mean,
Okay.
I think they purposely did the thing where they both moved their heads together and stuff like that to tell you, yeah, this is really to take away doubt. I think it was. Yeah.
Sure, but like I said, a couple of years prior, like the whole idea of Hamlet, right? You have Kenneth Branagh's reading of Hamlet, who's very by the book and very serious and plays it a certain way. But then you have Mel Gibson, who's kind of toying with the audience, making you think that Hamlet wasn't really fucking bonkers and he's just messing with everybody. Like, it gives you enough where you can be like, oh, no, it is. But then there's also the doubt there. It's like, yeah, but to me, anyway, like, you can read it both ways, I think.
Sure. I think you could. It's fun to think about and stuff, but I think they put enough in the movie to kind of nail it home.
For you.
There was a book sequel. I heard that, and I would never want to read it. I don't, or see it. I don't want to change that story any.
Sure.
It's almost like there's some board games that I don't want to get expansions for because they're too good.
It's kind of like watching the redo of The Crow when you don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Crow 2, and that was enough. Yeah.
Yep. I agree with Eric here. And Kabuki, 100%.
Sure. Oh, yeah. I could see where the idea comes from, sure. But anyway, Forrest Gump, my number 2. You knew it was coming. Had to be on the list somewhere.
Pretty much I know you're number 1 then.
Yeah, of course you know what my number 1 is. This is such an easy year. But
leave it alone. I will not touch it.
If you don't leave it alone, I get to throw in another one.
Yeah, you can do it.
I'm going to say the other ones anyway. So you do the list that you want.
I'm going to do a stretch on this one, and I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if many people have seen it. I don't know how out there it was, but I think there are 2 movies from Robin Williams that I think are amazing. And it's not Jumanji, it's not Aladdin. Like, they're phenomenal, and he plays a great character. But I really think there are 2 that flew massively under the radar for me anyway. One of them, and I don't know, it'll come up later, is Bicentennial Man. That movie is.
Was that 94?
No. I'm saying one of them is Bicentennial Man.
Okay, yeah.
That is one of unbelievable movies. And the other one is Being Human.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Right. So Being Human gives you, and I pulled up information on it so I don't get it wrong. So it gives you, he's Robin Williams, and he plays 4 characters in 4 different ages throughout the movie. And he starts off, and this is their incarnations of the same person. But in the beginning, he plays a caveman. I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to read too much about it, but he plays a caveman. Then the next iteration of the character, he's in ancient Rome. Then the next iteration of the character, he's a Scottish crusader. And then the next iteration, he's in the Renaissance. I agree. So Being Human, it fits him so well because he plays these characters. There's this overarching story, and it just hits. Like, it's a solid movie.
This
I don't
is
know
him
how-
coming off of Fisher King too, I think, right? That was last year or the year before.
Yeah, I think Fisher King was the year before,
Yep.
or 2 years. Was it 92? It might have been 92. Shawshank. It was. I took it away from Chris at number. Again, mine are not in order.
Both of ours were number 3.
It was the third one I mentioned, but it was his legitimate number 3. Being Human. I don't know how well it was received or anything. I remember seeing it and I loved it. Also, it's Robin Williams, so there was not much that he did that I didn't thoroughly enjoy. But those two, this one being one of them, I really honestly think that it's worth a go. Like what he does in that movie and what that movie is trying to show you, it's really good. It's not comedy. It's not gonna make you laugh. It's not a phenomenal action movie. It hits.
Eric, I think the difference is Eddie Murphy played the same people in the same room. I mean, different people in the same room. Although they first started doing that in was it Coming to America, right? With the barbershop and all that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did that.
Nutty Professor. That table scene in the Nutty Professor is very funny.
He says that movie defines the 90s. Oh, River Wild. Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about yours.
No.
I've never even seen River Wild.
Nope.
No clue.
I gotta look that one up. That one.
So, spoiler alert, not on our list.
Yeah.
But haven't seen it, so it's not like that's not on my list. Just haven't done it. So that was your number 2.
I wrote it
So
down.
now we're gonna snake to your number 1.
So this is where I don't know where to go with this one. Because there are really good ones, but there's one that I just watch often, and it's because it's a holiday movie and it gets me. It just comes back every year because it's in my holiday rotation. But I don't know which one to talk about because there's the obvious one that everyone kind of knows about that came out this year. But then there's another one that I'm not sure people watch that often that I think is hilarious. So I'm going to go with that one. Because
I don't have any holiday movies on my list.
Why don't you have holiday movies?
And I've got something like 25 movies on here.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
That's good. So you're not going to talk about it. Matt mentioned it earlier that it's one of his favorites, and it's not the one I'm talking about, but he did mention it. Even Matt knows about good holiday movies, for Christ's sake. The Santa Claus is awesome. For me, it's iconic. Like that movie is in my rotation constantly because
Santa Claus.
It's the Santa Claus.
Huh.
The Santa Claus.
Yeah. I saw it
with Tim Allen.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And there are a couple, right? They have a TV series now. They had, I think, 3 movies. Martin Short was in one of them as Jack Frost. Really good series. I like that movie. But the one that I don't think gets talked about or is on people's holiday playlist is Trapped in Paradise.
Trapped in Paradise.
Trapped in Paradise is hilarious. It's so funny. It's Nicolas Cage with John Lovitz and Dana Carvey. And they're robbing a bank, but they get caught. Like there's a snowstorm or the road's leading out of town or whatever.
Oh.
They get trapped in a town called Paradise. And they just bullshit their way through everything. It's just super, super funny. And it's always been on my playlist. It's in my collection of holiday movies that I play through. And it came from this year.
I've seen this movie, but I saw it once, I think, probably not even all the way through. Like it was a TV thing, just stumbled across it. I barely remember it, but looking at the pictures, yeah.
So good. It's so good. I mean, John Lovitz is fine. He plays whatever. Dana Carvey plays a good character too, but the them together doing the thing that they're doing in that movie, it was good.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's another one to look at. You like throwing these curveballs in your list.
I have a couple others in here that I don't know if people watched.
All right. Well, my number 1 is strangely not been mentioned at all in the comments. Can't imagine Why? Because it's got to be everybody's number one. It should be number one. It should have won the Oscar, but Forrest Gump took it from it. It would have won any other year. You know,
I don't know. Like Shawshank might have been. Well, maybe not.
No. People have to remember. Yep, that's right. It's Pulp Fiction. And here's the thing. There you go. Everybody knew it was coming. Yeah. So here's the thing. I showed Pulp Fiction to my wife maybe 10 years ago or something like that. She said, "Yeah, that's a fun movie." And I realized she didn't understand this was the first movie like this. Like, there just wasn't this kind of style, this kind of rhythm, and all this other stuff with it. It was such a different movie. And, you know, it called back to 70s movies that if you're kind of a fan of those styles and, you know, even like, you know, all the things that influenced Tarantino to make this the way it is, if you kind of like that stuff, and then suddenly there it is on the screen again, I was just blown away. I remember sitting in the theater. I could tell you where I was sitting in that theater. That's how strong that is in my mind. And seeing the credits first, and you're like, why am I seeing credits first? Because you know, they didn't do that at this point anymore. Like tons of credits, right? Not just like opening credits, but just tons. All the credits are playing with music, and you're like, what's going on here? And then the music changes because Jules is switching the radio, and you're like, what? And it goes in the Jungle Boogie or whatever it is, and then it starts off with them in the car, and they're having a conversation that means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
People didn't write like that before. All movies before, not all movies, there are clearly exceptions, but so many movies before this, people, if someone was saying something, it meant something to the plot. Talking about like what hamburgers are called in France means nothing to the rest of the story, and I loved it. It was amazing. I've seen it 100 times or so. Yeah
It's a good one. I still think Reservoir Dogs beats it out for me. Like
I could see that
story. I love the way he did that in that movie, and this was another level up from that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Reservoir Dogs, its first scene, that breakfast scene, is the same idea.
Yeah,
you have this whole conversation between all these people.
Yep.
That all it's really doing is giving you some character.
Yep.
And you know, and it's only doing it in a sideways manner to where you have no idea what this movie is about until later on, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a good one.
It's too good. It's probably, other than Star Wars, probably my most quoted movie. Maybe other than Star Trek, but yeah.
There's a lot of good ones in that one.
I just got a shirt that says Pulp Fiction on it. So I'm still a fan, so yeah. Although oddly, my second favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, your first. I mean, we talked about your first already.
Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah. Oh no, not yet. We had talked about that. We knew that.
Inglourious Bastards is not in the 90s, so.
No. It's way newer.
Yeah.
Huh. That's your number one.
Yeah, I think he really honed his ability to create tension in scenes in that one. There are just so many amazing scenes in that one. But that's not 1994, so we shouldn't talk about that one.
No, that's
later. Dave's got me. So yeah, my number one. It had to be. I was upset at the Oscars, but I understood at the same time because, again, Forrest Gump is my second one. So
you're 16 years old and you're upset that Pulp Fiction didn't get the Oscar?
I cared that much that I was watching the Oscars for the first time at 16 years old, hoping that Pulp Fiction got it. But then when Forrest Gump got it, I was like, oh, I understand. Any other year, Pulp Fiction would have won this. But yeah.
I still think Shawshank would have gotten it. If not for Forrest Gump, I think Shawshank would have gotten it over Pulp.
No. Yeah. It was between those two. Everybody knew it. Everybody was talking about it. It was between those two.
Sure.
I mean, Shawshank's amazing. It's my number 3. But it's my number 3.
It's a good one. Pulp Fiction's a good one. All right. What else did you have that wasn't? Yeah, I think so too. It's okay. Chris can be right.
Okay. Yeah, so we could talk some weird ones. Natural Born Killers.
I got the weird one for this.
Natural Born Killers is my number 7. Or sorry,
Natural Born Killers was a good one.
I watched that like crazy as a kid, and it kind of messed me up in the head a bit because I watched it too many times. But Woody Harrelson doing that after Cheers was just weird. And it had Robert Downey Jr. in it too, playing an Australian journalist, which is hilarious.
It's a wild movie.
It's so weird. It's so weird, but
Wayne,
fun.
I said Stargate right out of the gate, literally out of the gate.
Yeah, that was his number 5.
It's too good. It was too good, and I didn't want Chris to take it from me, so it was the first one I talked about.
Stargate was my number 9. Yeah.
Yep.
So you kind of talked about the next one, Speed.
I mentioned it. Yeah, it was either True Lies or Speed at that point. Yeah.
I mean, Speed is so good, but it's just, it's not these others, but it's really good. Yep. You got some weird ones.
It was good enough to have one movie. I don't know if it was good enough to have more.
The second one was okay. It didn't ruin the first one. That's as good as it was.
Yeah, True Lies definitely over Speed for sure.
Yeah.
I would also take Dumb and Dumber over Ace.
Okay, so Dumb and Dumber is at the bottom of my list. It always has been. I don't dislike it. I just didn't laugh as much as everybody else did. And that's just a subjective thing. And I like both of those actors a lot.
There's nothing about that movie that should be looked at or taken seriously. Like that scene where Daniels is in the toilet just blowing it up. Like I want that framed with his legs up in the air in the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't mean to take anything away from the performances or anything, because I can see it is just for whatever reason. I just never clicked for me as much as it did for everybody else.
Yeah.
This was freaking what's his name? Jim Carrey's year, wasn't it? He had 3 movies.
Yep.
Ace Ventura and Mask.
And The Mask. The Mask was good. The Mask was on my list.
Yeah, I like The Mask.
The Mask was fun. It was fun. It was a fun movie. Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about Crow. Crow was my number 5. Yep.
Phenomenal. Have you ever seen With Honors?
I think I saw. Wait, I'm thinking of a different one. That's not Kevin Costner, right?
No, that's Joe Pesci and Brendan Fraser.
No.
Brendan Fraser's I believe he goes to Hartford, and Joe Pesci's. There's a scene there where Pesci's talking to the teacher. It's an awesome dialogue.
That's a different one, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's Scent of a Woman.
Clerks is fantastic. I mean, it's so. I say I'm not even supposed to be here today. I'm almost on a daily basis, and it's usually in this house.
That's hilarious, because if you asked me what quote would you most think that Mike would say, I could pull that one out of a hat for you.
But I'm not even supposed to be here today? Yeah.
That's great.
I'm dominantly in this house constantly with the kids and with work and whatever, unless I'm going to a convention. Like that's a line from that one. Clerks definitely needs love. It's an amazing movie. The weird thing for me is that I watched Mallrats first and then went back to see Clerks. So it doesn't have as much impact to me if I'd seen it the other way around. Sure. But yeah, that one, even Chasing Amy, like when you look at them together and how they kind of go around each other, it's Clerks is great.
Oh, I bet you that helped. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay.
For sure.
Wait, was The Postman in '94? Really? Oh, The Ref. That was a fun movie.
So that's another. So Santa Claus, Trapped in Paradise, and The Ref are all on my watch list every year. And The Ref is hilarious. I mean, it's also, it depends on who you like and who you like to watch as an actor. But man, that movie was so good.
And Time Cop, really, Matt?
Time Cop. That's a good one.
Time Cop. Oh man,
it's so bad.
It is bad. It's a fun bad.
I have one that's way worse though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is what?
Well, there were another cut. There's one that was actually, it's really good, and I don't think I've watched it enough. But it's Fist of Legend with Jet Li.
Oh yeah. I didn't think anybody had seen it And I was like, I think I'd only seen it maybe once or twice, and it's been so long that I was like, I can't put it on the list. But yeah,
That's a good one. Then The Specialist with Stallone and Sharon Stone.
was that this year? I
Yeah,
didn't see that on the list. I remember it. I wouldn't have put it on there, but
it was an action movie, but I think it was subverted by True Lies, right? Like it was just True Lies was a better movie, but Specialist was really well done. I really liked PCU. It was just dumb, but there were so many lines in it that just stay.
Which one?
PCU.
PCU. I don't know PCU.
Jeremy Piven is an asshole. Like from what I know of him as an actual human, he was in what's the one on? It was on HBO about the. He was their manager. God, they're just having an anniversary of it too. Whatever that one is. Yeah. But it's also Jon Favreau is in that.
Oh, really?
Entourage. That was the one I was trying to think of. Yeah, like I think his name was, his nickname was Kegger or something like that. It's him, but really, really early. I remember watching it and liking it. I don't think it holds up anymore, but it did come out from this year, and I watched it a ton when it came out. But my reach. Have you ever seen the movie Brain Scan?
No.
Oh my God.
Based off of that title, I don't think I would want to.
Go watch that movie.
I thought you were about to say something else, but
no, I don't even know if that movie exists. Like, if it's on a streaming thing or whatever.
Is it like Scanners or anything like that, or what is it?
No, it's just fucked.
Okay.
I remember being like I had to watch it again just because it was so different and so weird. But yeah, go check out Brain Scan. That's a weird one for this year.
Have you ever seen, I think you would like it based off of your favorite board game, In the Mouth of Madness?
Oh yeah, it's on my list.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That is such a crazy movie. And it's the best Cthulhu movie, I believe, still.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of any others.
Oh yeah. Event Horizon is a good Cthulhu one. I guess you could count Hellboy as Cthulhu adjacent.
I
mean, it is the old gods and whatnot and stuff.
True.
But yeah, John Carpenter. Yep.
Yeah, I've talked about In the Mouth of Madness before.
Have you?
Well, I don't know what we were talking about, but that was the movie that I couldn't pull up. The Carpenter movie that had, isn't it? Who's the main actor in it?
Sam.
Is it Neil?
Yeah.
So I think we were talking about that when we were talking about Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one. Also, this year was Wyatt Earp and Legends of the Fall, which were just really good movies. I know
Legends of the Fall is like a 5-hour movie, but it's good.
Yep. Same with
like a 5-hour movie anyway.
Wyatt Earp is the same. You can watch both of them in one day.
I've never seen all of Wyatt Earp. I've seen chunks of it.
The problem is Tombstone was just better. Like you can't, right? But if you wanted to watch something else, it's your Costner movie that takes a lot. But it was a good one, I think. And then obviously The Lion King. Lion King was unbelievable, and it's still that scene with Mufasa. It just punches you right in the gut.
It's another one of those I can't say anything like bad about it and stuff. It just didn't grab me for any other reason. But I can see why a lot of people like it. Yeah,
it's super fun. Like Timon and Pumbaa were great. I think getting what's his name to be Timon, like he added a lot of just character to that role, and it gave it a lot of like light and fun and dancey singing stuff. But man, that scene is still with Mufasa is just unbelievable.
Talking about Lovecraftian movies and stuff, have you ever seen Lovecraft Country, the series?
No.
Unfortunately, got John Majors, who isn't a great human being apparently, but the acting and writing and everything in it is amazing. It's very good if you like Cthulhu, and it's pretty dark.
Yeah, looks it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll jump into that. I gotta watch something else now.
It's only one season. Don't watch it with the kids around.
No, I definitely wouldn't.
But it's good, um, especially if you like Cthulhu stuff. We mentioned this one probably a few episodes back because we were talking about werewolves, but Wolf came out this year. Jack Nicholson.
Oh, right. Jeez, I remember that one.
Yeah, I really liked the way they did it. It felt very classic Wolfman kind of deal and stuff, but it had James Spader in it, who was his usual dickishness and everything he plays. He's the dick. Yeah, I saw it in the theater as well. You won't watch it again, or just haven't seen it since? Okay, it was fine.
Yeah, I remember.
I liked it.
I watched it.
I liked it because I thought it had like a good classic Wolfman feel.
Yeah.
And I like that kind of stuff too. So.
That's a good pick. That was out there for sure.
Skip the sadness at the Mufasa scene.
Yep.
Well, now the new Mufasa movie is coming out. Have you seen that?
No.
I think it's a not live action, but CGI kind of thing. But it's the story of Mufasa.
Oh, cool.
Stuff, yeah,
that's good. So it's like coming out soon?
I saw a trailer for it. Who knows what that means? Could be 2 years. Who knows?
Interesting.
I don't think. Oh, Clear and Present Danger. It's a decent one. It's not my favorite Jack Ryan movie, but it's a good one.
Yep, that's a good one.
Did you ever see The Shadow?
Yeah.
Yep. I saw it because my dad was a big fan of the radio series from like the 40s or whatever. And he had the radio series on like records and played them for us after we went and saw the movie. So it was pretty cool to see that. The movie wasn't great, but The Shadow knows.
It was definitely not. It was not great.
Yeah, it was not but one.
It
was one of those
good movies. They were just like fun to watch, but one off. Like I'm not drawn to watch some of these again.
Yeah, like someone mentioned Maverick.
Yeah,
decent
Maverick
movie. Had some fun.
Yep.
I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I ever need to see it again.
Yep.
City Slickers 2 was a solid sequel.
City Slickers 2 was.
Yeah.
Was that 94?
And Matt, I mentioned Star Trek Next Generations early on that I keep Star Trek and Star Wars out of these lists because they're too good. So, but
The Phantom with Billy Zane. Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, Billy Zane.
Airheads was during 94. I didn't see that. I was looking through comedies and stuff. Airheads was great. But yeah, 94 was a great year. It might be my second favorite year of the decade.
Yeah, 99.
Yeah, 99 is too hard to just too much. We might have to do a top 10 for 99, honestly. There's just too much.
We might have to. We might have to.
Then,
There's some coming up though. The next couple of years has some really good ones.
Yeah. 95, 96, 97. Yeah. It will be fun. We'll enjoy it.
99 is going to be crazy.
But yeah, let's see. After this, I have a quiz, the last line game. So we'll call it.
Yeah, this is going to be a mess. So if you guys want to watch me fail at every question.
No. This would be good. Well, your timer is get it before the chat does.
Ugh. I think there's no way I'm going up against Kabuki. She's going to kick my ass.
All right, Kabuki, give us like a 10-second count before you type, please.
Give me a handicap. Type in one letter at a time.
Well, I think we're like 10, 15 seconds delay. So you got that delay.
Not
before
enough.
they can, and they have to type it in. So you should be able to say it before then. You got maybe 20 seconds before someone gets it on you.
Not enough. We'll see. I know I'm not going to do well. This is not going to be good. So.
All right. So I'm just going to go down. I'm telling you, some of these are going to be so easy for you. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm just going to mark off how many. Everybody, you can keep track of how many you're getting right. They're worth 5 points each. See if you can get 100%. There's 20 of them.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to turn. I got to make, where do I make this bigger.
Oh, are you turning off the chat?
What she said.
Yeah, you could do that, and then I'll give you a few more seconds, and that way you can kind of
All right.
think about it.
Screen. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, you can. The screen is big. There's no chat.
That's fine. I trust you.
I'm just saying. All right. This is
You can't be a board gamer and not trust people. It's too stressful. All right.
This is not
So-
gonna go.
I'm giving you a dynamite easy one right off the bat. You're gonna know it for a second. You ready?
Good softball. Yep.
Good, slow ball right.
How many? Hold on. A couple questions.
Yeah.
How many of them did you come up with, and how many of them did Aaron come up with?
It was just me, and
Okay.
I went searching for a bunch of them, and I even found a mistake and corrected it. So
Oh, fantastic! And
the
is
internet
there
was wrong on one of them.
is there any sort of restrictions on this, or are they from a certain year, certain decade, certain genre, certain?
They're all over the place.
Cool, great, okay,
They're good movies, very popular movies.
good.
I didn't do something crazy, something you never heard of. Or anything.
You didn't go back and like take the ones that I talked about to throw it back at me, like you said it was a good movie.
Now that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But there's two on your list that I never even heard of. So
Okay. All right.
or didn't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, the internet was wrong. All right. So here's the one you're going to get right away. No pressure.
Here's the one that I'm gonna get.
You'll get more. Are you
Here's
ready?
the one. Here's the one.
Here's the
that's-
quote. Here's the quote. It's the last line said in the movie. As you wish.
Oh, Princess Bride. Jesus.
Yeah, of course. So you got one already. So not even time enough for everybody to catch
No.
up.
Yeah, that was good. Now they're gonna get
See?
bad.
Now you got some confidence.
Nope.
It's not. I'm some of these. I'm gonna every time I give it to you, I'm just gonna say the words. If you have a little bit of trouble and stuff, I might put a little more inflection in it or do a little something to help.
Yeah, don't do that. 'Cause that might give it away.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. See, we got like a 15-second, 20-second delay there. So.
Yep. I'm gonna
Yeah,
need
you can
every
take your
second of it.
All right. I can't type that fast. Well, if you got it, right?
Yeah, so I can wait.
Yeah.
If I know, then I can wait a little bit. Okay.
And they would know if they would have gotten it without you saying it. So
Sure.
so everybody probably has that one. Yeah, all-time classic. Absolutely. All right, the second one is, and like that, he's gone.
What? And like that, he's gone. I got nothing.
What if I went and like that, he's gone?
No, that just makes
That doesn't help.
makes me want to get that as a video intro or something though, but
Usual Suspects.
no.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah. I would
Okay.
not take that as
Okay.
the last line of the movie.
That's the one that the internet got wrong. They forgot that little line at the end. That the line he says before it is the best trick the devil ever pulled on the world is convincing him that he didn't exist.
Oh,
And that's what they had, is it?
yeah,
But
yeah.
then he actually says, and like that, he's gone. And it's a repeat of something he said earlier. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, I actually read the script, is how good that movie was. I went and bought the script and read it. Okay, so you didn't get that one.
Nope.
All right, how about this one? You met me at a very strange time in my life.
Is that the movie or is that when we met? Is
That-
that what you said?
That's the last sign. I mean, that's the last line.
Say it again.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.
I got nothing.
No? What if I held your hand at the same time I said it and buildings blew up?
Be very weird. Be very weird.
Donnie got it. Fight Club.
Nope.
Oh man, such a good movie.
Also a great movie, but I would not have gotten that as the last line.
99. We were just talking about that. Yeah.
That's the movie that deserves 2 watches, like almost immediately, because when you go through
Yes.
it again, you're like, oh my God. Yeah.
Kabuki, your gloves are off. You don't need to wait 10 seconds. You're playing against comments. All right. Yep. And then play the Pixies.
Yeah.
I love that song. All right. Still only got 1 point.
5.
good.
You said there were 5 each. Come on.
I'm sorry. I mean, only one correct.
Oh, all
so.
right. Jesus.
All right. Next one is no, I don't think I will.
That sounds familiar. Fuck.
You're going to hate yourself if you don't get
Of course
this
I
one.
am. These suck.
Eric's got it in the comments. You want me to give you the line before it?
I got nothing.
You want to tell me about her? No, I don't think I will. No?
It sounds so familiar. And yeah, I'm going to hate myself, but now I can't. Oh, wow.
Endgame. Yep. Captain America is the last one to say it.
Yep.
You know what's so hard about Endgame is they have so many parts that kind of fade and then it's another section, kind of Lord of the Rings style kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to remember which one of those parts was the last part. But yep.
Yep, that's a good one.
I guess yeah.
Nice.
All right. How about
I'm very excited about the announcement that they're going to do a one-off series of him putting back the Stones.
of what?
Cap putting back the Stones.
Putting back the Stones? Really?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
That's what.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yep.
Yes, that'd be great. Okay, here's the next one. I wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.
I'm not good at this game.
I love that you're not good at this game.
Wait, I'll get you back. Don't worry. I'm gonna say Silence of the Lambs.
Yes, and you got it at the same time. I think that's Tim. Tim did it.
Yeah, that's probably Tim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, good one. Yep, I'll give you that one.
That makes sense.
Starts pouring in. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, so there's another one. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is, I'm going to separate these a bit. I hope the Pacific is as blue as it has been in my dreams. I hope.
What?
Donnie got it in comments.
No, I got nothing.
Wayne got it in comments. No?
No.
What if I told you it was in your top 5?
Just recently?
Yes.
Today?
Yes.
Oh, is it Shawshank?
I hope the Pacific. Yep.
Damn it.
Yep. Yep.
Good job, guys.
Nice.
If we ever all go out to a trivia night, I know who I want to come along with me because I
It's on my team.
nothing.
All right. How about this one? This one's fun. One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires. Big clue in that line.
Yeah. I still got nothing.
Oh, yep. Chat's got it.
You say Santa Clara?
Uh-huh.
Movies in Santa Clara. California. Is it not? Is it one of the Blades?
Nope.
Nothing.
Lost Boys.
Son of a. Yeah, I saw that maybe twice.
That's a good one still. I think it would hold up. Good soundtrack.
Good soundtrack.
How about this one?
I'm going to torment you so hard with some sports questions.
The hard part for me here, I'm not even laughing so much at you not getting it. The hard part for me is to not do an impression of a lot of these. I'm having to stop myself from doing it. I don't have to see it, Dottie. I lived it.
You should type them in as a banner, so I have to read them.
Oh,
You don't have to say them. Dottie. Oh, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it right as the chat came in too. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that's an underrated movie. All right, you got 3 right.
There were only 2 things that make sense with Dottie. One was that, and 2, there was this comedy skit about how they came up with the state abbreviations, about this crack team of people that had to come up with the state abbreviation.
Oh, I saw that on YouTube or something.
He's hysterical. And the person that was taking the notes was Dottie, but that's the only 2 things I could think of with Dottie.
All right.
Good.
Want a hard one now, right?
No. If we can stay in the softball era and not go to the major leagues, that would be fantastic.
Here's a hard one. Ready?
No.
Oh, God.
Come the fuck on.
Just think about it.
You say, oh, God, every show, and all I hear is your voice saying it. Oh, God.
Chat hasn't got it yet.
Oh, God.
It was not the movie Oh, God. There is actually a movie called
that. Bruce Almighty.
Nope. We need the impression. It's not much of an impression on this one. No, not 2001.
Has no one gotten it?
Nobody's gotten it.
Hmm.
It's a tough one. And it's a little bit of a cheat because it's really close to one we already did. In fact, same character. It's Avengers Infinity War.
Oh.
Captain America says, oh, God, whenever he realizes what happened, and that ends the whole thing.
That's tough.
That was a tough one.
Yep.
I knew that'd be the hardest one, probably.
I don't think I knew that. You're so blown away by what's going on in that movie. I can't even place it.
That's really how they leave it, with him just going, oh, God.
Yeah.
Because he's realizing what's happened now that they've lost. And yeah.
That was rough.
Yep. Yeah. I know, because your whole brain is there with him. So it's yeah. All right. Now we'll get into some fun, easy, maybe not so fun and
Great.
Maybe well, we'll see. Oof, okay. This one's hard. You have to be a pretty big fan for this one. Welcome to the
Star
new
Trek
world.
out of this whole thing, right? There's no Star Trek in this.
No, I knew you wouldn't know Star Trek ones.
Okay, good.
I tried to pick ones you would know.
Okay.
Or at least know of. I had seen.
Yeah, thanks for making me feel dumber. Thank you.
It's no fun if you didn't have a chance, right?
That's true.
All right. Here's a quote. Welcome to the new world, sir.
John Wick?
No?
Fuck.
You can keep guessing. Comments hasn't gotten it yet. This is a deep one. This is it's like a good movie, but it's not something people usually think. Yeah, Kabuki got it. I was pretty sure. Oh, Wayne's got it too.
No.
It's The Hunt for Red October.
Oh, wow. That's a deep
It's
one.
right after Captain Remus quotes Christopher Columbus. And so that's why he says, welcome to the new world.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I forget what the quote was. It was something about like the sea giving men dreams or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, as it does.
Yeah, it was the best Ryan movies. Although I actually like Harrison Ford as Ryan more than Alec Baldwin. Although I did like.
Yeah.
All right, so I knew that was a hard one. Here's another hard one. But once you know it, once you hear it, you go, "Oh, that makes sense."
Yeah, I love the nice little easy, gentle Princess Bride one, and then you were like, "Yeah, fuck you." The rest of these questions.
I've got some easy ones coming your way. Don't feel bad.
Good. That's great.
Got some good, but this isn't one of them. All right,
Good.
here it is.
Good.
You don't really want to work it out. You want to be fooled.
No.
Ooh,
The Illusionist?
Tim got it. Oh, you were so close, dude. Same
Prestige.
year. It
Damn.
came out the same year. The Prestige. So close. I almost want to give you a half point for that.
Oh, I couldn't think of that one. Was that the one with Ed Norton?
Same genre. No, Ed Norton was the Illusionist.
The Illusionist. God damn
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Christian Bale was Prestige, which was a better movie, but I liked them both. But Prestige was just so solid. Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Good.
All right. So let's go a little bit easier ones. All right.
Great. Yeah.
Now this one is a bit of a cheat.
Oh my God. It's easy, but I'm cheating. Okay. That's good.
You should get it though. It's a bit of a cheat because, well, you'll see why. It's not exactly the last line, but it kind of is.
Okay.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you might miss it. Oh, Eric got it. Wow, Eric got it, and he was not born yet.
It's not. It's not Jurassic Park.
It's not. And here's why it's a cheat. I'll give you this clue. It has an after credits scene. And the after credits scene, the same character says, "Are you still here? Go home."
Oh, Ferris Bueller. God damn
it. Yep. Got a few. Bueller. Yep. Nice. All right. How about a nice softball to get back on?
Yeah, you've been saying that for the past 5 questions.
You 100% will get this. Ready?
Would not put my chips.
I'm not going to even finish it, and you'll have it. That's how.
Okay. Okay.
Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Oh, come on. Brandon got that one. Followed by Donnie and Wayne.
God, I want to say Blues Brothers, but I don't think it is.
I am surprised you didn't know this.
I have no. Is it Ghostbusters?
No.
Fuck.
You're 1 year off.
That helps nothing. God damn it! I know I can place it. I mean, I can't.
Where we're going, we don't need roads. Who doesn't need roads? Would it be a flying car, maybe?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Yep.
God damn it!
I think Brandon got it first.
Good job.
Those silver shades, yeah. All right. Well, if you didn't get that one, you're gonna have trouble with this one.
Great.
Ready?
Yep.
In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Isn't that Johnny Carson? Yeah, I got
Wayne got it the first, then Tim, then Donnie.
At least I don't see you.
I'm glad the comments are having fun with this quiz.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I got nothing.
It's the Truman Show.
Good job. That's a
It was another great one. Yeah,
yeah.
very good. Yeah. See, Tim loves this quiz.
Yeah.
Might be his best movie. Oh, that's a good question. What is the best Jim Carrey movie? I don't know. Man on the Moon was solid. All right. Okay. Come on, you got to know this one.
Don't.
Fine. You maniacs, you blew it up. Ah, damned you. God damn you all to hell. Wayne got it, but Kabuki took the time to write it out and put the year. It's hard to say who got that first. Nope. There you go.
Damn it.
It's hard not to go, damn you all to hell.
God. Could not come up with it. I'm trying to place it in Spaceballs. I'm like, no, it's not the end. Nothing.
Tim says it's Planet of the Vapes.
Planet of the Vapes. Yep. That's the new one.
One of my favorite. It is the gray one. All right. How about? Oh, this one. Okay. I would be completely surprised if we'll see who gets it. Maybe Kabuki.
I'll
maybe
be surprised if I get any from now until the
this
end.
This one's a tough one.
Great.
A man's got to know his limitations. Oh my God, Kabuki got it. So good. I just thought my weird taste had this one.
Nope.
Yeah. And as far as I can tell, she's the only one that got it. Yeah. Well, a few people. Yeah, it was Magnum Force with Dirty Harry.
Oh yeah, no way.
Yeah. That I knew that was a really tough one, but I like the Dirty Harry series.
Yeah.
I actually worked on a video game for Dirty Harry. It never came out because they lost funding from a producer or whatever. But when I worked for a video game company, I did the HUD for it, and they had like a spinning revolver. You know, the part that has the bullets in it that revolves as like the loading thing. Like whenever it loads, it does that.
Wow.
But they had 6 shots in it. And his gun, his very famous gun, only had 5 shots in it. I was like, of all the movies that you have to get the number of shots correct in, it's Dirty Harry.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Yeah. Or it was the other way around, 5 or 6. Yeah.
That has to be done properly.
Yeah. How about this one? Man, I went hard for these last few ones, I think. Oh, no, there's a good one here. A couple
Just
good ones.
remember this. Just remember this. Remember this.
I honestly thought you'd do a little bit better. I didn't mean to be this brutal. This one's a little brutal, but it's such a good movie. I never had any friends later on like the ones I had when I was 12. Jesus, does anyone? There's a little bit of clue to the story there.
Well, I mean, I'm going to.
Man, Kabuki's on fire.
God, there's a couple. Is it Sandlot? Is it It? I'm gonna go with It.
Nope. And you had another guess of Sandlot in here as well, but it wasn't that either. 2 guesses of Sandlot. It was Stand By Me.
Ah.
Such a good movie. But I did not remember that line either. I had to look that one up. I remember how it ended, where he's typing it, but I could not remember that one. Yeah. All right. All right. I'm not going to say easy and all that stuff because this one's short. So
The
How about
first one was easy. The rest have sucked.
all right, how about this one? I'll be right here.
Oh my dear God.
I'm curious to see if comments get here, and then if not, I'm going to give you a slight impression, a bad one, and then it might help bring it home. Yeah, I'm not seeing the comments get it. It's really tough because it's not very strong. Kabuki says it's familiar. Oh, Eric got it, and he wasn't even born. Man.
I'll be right here. I immediately went to Terminator
Same decade?
because of the time travel and everything, but I got nothing.
What if I pointed to your heart when I said it?
Now
I said it
too-
real slow.
No.
I'll be right here.
Is your finger glowing?
Yeah,
Yeah, ET.
it's ET. Yeah, it took a while here, but yeah, Eric got it first. Well done.
He's using Google.
Let's see. Okay, I got two more for you.
Oh, good. What have I gotten right? 3?
Yes,
Yeah, you're so fucked.
Yeah.
All right.
you're gonna have to repeat the grade. I'm sorry. I'm gonna bring this quiz back and not change anything. Just
I'll
get
still
it right.
fuck 'em up.
All right. How about this one? Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Is it Guardians?
No? You can keep trying. Oh, Kabuki says she's stumped.
Now you're stumped? Not the 17 prior that he pulled out of the trash for this quiz?
Wayne got it. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Nothing.
Come on.
Nothing.
The Matrix.
God, fuck. The first one?
Yep. Remember, he's talking to the Matrix on the phone, and he says that, and then he hangs up and then looks up and then flies, and
Nope.
your Rage Against the Machine. Come on. Yeah, and go see it again. Another 99 movie.
Yep.
So you know that's coming.
Yep.
All right. Here's the last one.
Great.
I'm going to give you a big clue and tell you it's been mentioned tonight.
I don't want clues. I just want to feel bad about myself.
The movie's been mentioned tonight.
Fantastic. Okay.
That's kind of a mean clue. Sorry. All right,
Great.
here we go. All right. You know something, Yutovich? I think this just might be my masterpiece.
The fuck? What?
It's hard not to do the voice.
And I don't remember
He's
how.
got it.
Is it Pulp Fiction?
No? Same director.
Shit.
Now, Wayne got it first, but he only put in initials to beat Kabuki out from who typed it out completely.
Nothing.
Inglorious Bastards. Remember, he's carving the swastika into his head, and he's looking down at him, and he says, I think this might be my masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, you got 15 points out of 100.
That's good. That's great. Super, super happy about that one.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you did a little bit better. I don't mean to like dig into you or anything like that. I didn't mean to
The
put you
last
on.
line of movies is hard.
It is. It is really hard.
Really hard. It's all right. I'll get you back. I'll get you back. We're going to do the first line of movies.
That'd be hard too. Yeah.
We're going to do one in the exact middle of the movie. Whatever the length of the movie is,
just a
whatever
quote.
the exact middle is.
That's whatever. Wow. Well, good luck finding that.
Yep. Well, I'll just use Netflix. It'll be fine. Yeah, that was tough.
Or
Those are
like,
really good
what
ones.
is the first line said at the 1 hour mark?
Yeah, exactly at 1 hour. Yeah. Actually, it'd be 42 minutes.
Yeah, 42 minutes. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, that was super. I did not do well, but that's definitely a different approach to doing it. That was fun.
Well, chronologically, what is the last line of Pulp Fiction? Well, the last line of Pulp Fiction was something like, "You ready to go?" or "You want to get out of here?" Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And that's whenever they leave the breakfast place.
Right.
That's not chronological because then after that they go to the bar and meet Butch and all that. So I would think Butch's story is the last one, isn't it?
It's been a minute. I would say yeah.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead would be
Yeah.
I would
That would
think.
be my guess.
Yep. Nice.
Nice.
That's fun. That's a cool idea.
That's a good movie to do that with too.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
it's hard to remember which one came first and stuff, but
That was good.
yeah, that was fun. Enjoyed that.
Well done. Thanks for putting it together and making me feel like shit. That's awesome.
Well, you need to go rewatch all those great movies. They were all great movies.
I do. No, that was super. Joke aside, that was really fun. It made me think. Some of them they're just tough, right? Because it's the end of the movie. Like your head's still trying to wrap up whatever they were doing because usually there's like a lull and they're trying to tie up stuff and you're thinking about the high points and that's a good way to
One of my maybe I should have done this, but I almost did the last line of every Marvel movie and tried to get you to do it. But the first one I looked at was I Am Iron Man. I was like, okay, well, these might be too easy. So
that would have been the Princess Bride softball question, though.
That's true. It would have been. Yeah. Oh no, because it's not the last line in Endgame, obviously, but that would be kind of cool if it was.
Yeah, if the book ended. Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. That was. I can go back main screen now, I guess. There we go. See what comments I was missing.
Yeah, comments loved it.
Yeah, that's good. It was a fun one. It definitely. I mean, I feel like I don't know anything, but it was good.
Yeah, there's a lot of the someone says what the answer is, and you go, "Oh, yes, of course." And there was a lot of that in there too. A lot of people go, "Oh, you're right," in comment stuff. You weren't alone in not knowing a lot of these.
Yeah, no, that's good. But I mean, they were really good. It was a fun way to think about it.
Yeah, and I felt bad after giving the clue that said we said this tonight because I was like, "Oh wait, but it's not from 1994." And now that's a bad clue.
Right. Yeah.
But we did talk about Inglourious.
We did talk about it. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was fun.
What was it that we said we would talk about after this?
If we had San Diego Comic-Con stuff. Announcements.
I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the Dr. Doom thing.
I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel.
What are they going to do? Like, how are they going to? How do you have somebody that's so iconic playing two different roles without some sort of question and answer with how is he playing Victor Von Doom when he was Tony Stark in 616? Like, how does that work?
Well, I mean, he clearly from another universe, the multi-universe. They even kind of say that in the announcement. I think I would be much more negative on it. Well, I'm not negative on it at all. I think I would be on the negative side of it if the Russo brothers weren't behind it.
Sure.
Them being behind it, they've earned my absolute trust. So,
Right. And I think there are a lot of people that are talking about how Robert Downey Jr. is just like chasing a paycheck, and I get it. I don't think he needs it at this point. Like, I'm pretty sure he's fine. But I don't believe that he would ruin what he did with Iron Man by doing this if it wasn't that kind of role for him. And I love the people that are putting the quote of you either die a hero or live long enough to be a villain. And he's doing both.
Like, too bad that's crossing the streams a bit with
right.
DC and Marvel, but yeah.
But if he's Victor Von Doom from a different world, they have to, like, it's the same guy. So how are they gonna?
It's interesting.
How are they gonna do it? Yeah.
Well,
yeah, he might not.
What if Howard Stark? What if he, instead of helping out in World War II, decided to buy himself his own little island, Latvia, and then has this kid and names him Victor? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess, but you're doing a lot of filling in the pages that came before and screwing it. I get Chris Evans did it. Yes.
Yep.
But that character died. Like, not literally. I mean, like, that is forgotten about. Like, that was no longer a thing. Well, I guess it kind of is a thing, but whatever.
Have you gotten to see the Deadpool Wolverine movie yet?
Yeah, not yet. When I come back from
Gen Con, no spoilers in the comments or anything like that, in case you have. I have. It's really good. Really fun.
I'm trying to stay away. Like, I saw the dog. They got that ugly looking dog that won the ugliest.
That's on the that's on the movie posters.
Yeah.
There is a lot to spoil, so see it as soon as you can.
I have to. I mean, the next week is fucked, so I'll do it when I come back. I don't know. I think I'm very excited about what, like you said, with the Russos and him he's not going to pick up a role that's going to ruin what he did with his legacy in Tony Stark and Iron Man. So I get that. I just don't know. And we don't know because, we're not part of it, but how they're going to make that work seems like, I don't know if they were just desperate because of Majors and having to get rid of Kang. I don't know. But I did go back. I told you they put the kibosh on the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
One throwaway line in Loki 2 was it for me. I knew that that's what they were doing. That's why they put it in there and they made it like, nope, we're done. And now they're redoing it, which is good. Like, fuck it. Might as well. This just seems like, I just don't want them to cheapen what he did.
Yeah, I think with a different character, they won't. Right? Because it's not like, it'd be worse if it was Tony Stark from another dimension is just a bad guy. I think that'd be worse.
Yeah.
But there's nothing he's doing, I think, that will touch Tony Stark. This is just him in a different life kind of thing,
Yeah.
And also he says on the stage, different mask, same task. The interesting thing to me is he saying the same task is to make a great movie? Or is he talking about Dr. Von Doom has the same task of saving the world, but from his version of doing it, it's different, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Tony Stark himself got near being bad guy just by going too scared and like making Ultron and all that, right?
Yeah.
Of course, he wasn't a bad guy, but that fear of what, how to protect the earth and all that stuff, I could see that being a motivation to change. Now, I know a lot of people who love the character Dr. Doom are upset because they're thinking, oh, this is robbing that character of their actual true whatever, blah, blah, blah.
For sure.
I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It depends on how they do it. I mean, none of these characters are 100% comics the same.
Right.
They're all a little bit different for film, yeah. Superior Iron Man actually is doing... That's interesting, yeah.
Right. But I feel like if they do that, then sure, you're gonna bring him in, that superior Iron Man, Tony Stark, cool. But then you're cheapening Doctor Doom as a character. Like, he is a massive villain. Like, he is an iconic character that has a huge fan base. And if you do this, that the superior Iron Man, I feel like you're not really doing Doom properly. Like, Doom should be a thing.
Sure.
Not this character's thing.
I can only think that I don't want to be in a negative headspace about it for years. Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to worry about it for like 2 years and be like, it's not man. I kind of want to be in a positive space about it. And the only way I could get there is to like basically put my faith in their past work for Avengers, So, and I also know that Robert Downey Jr. has a lot of say in this stuff. I just don't see him signing on if it's not good. It's got to be good.
Completely agreed. And we don't have to wait too long, right? They said it was. I mean, it's going in.
It's 26.
Yeah, it's going to be out soon. And then you're going to follow it up the following year with Secret Wars. So,
yep.
Is there going to be a tie-in to both Avengers movies? Like, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by the stuff they'll have to build in between. But we'll see. It definitely, at least with this announcement, a lot of people said, "Oh, I wish they had waited until the movie to reveal that it was him." I'm actually glad they did this because it feels like ever since Endgame, we've kind of just been, maybe we'll try this, maybe we'll try this. Like, it doesn't feel like Thanos is coming Now it feels kind of like Doomsday is coming, Doctor Doom is coming.
Yeah.
I like this feel that, maybe everything has a direction now.
Well, they had a pivot because they leaned hard into the Kang Dynasty, which would have been amazing. And then that whole thing with Jonathan Majors happened. So they needed some sort of massive pivot. They know that Galactus is gigantic. So, like, how are you going to bring, like, that's bonkers.
Yeah.
So, like, this does seem like, all right, look, we need to make up some ground. So why don't we bring in one of the best that has done it to do this thing that's also phenomenally done, but take the liberty in them. Like, Civil War is not Civil War in the movies. If you follow the comics, the movie Civil War is not the comic Civil War. The comic Civil War is amazing. But they couldn't do that line with everything they led up to in the movies because you would have had a drastically different ending to the movie. So, I mean, they are taking their liberties. So cool. But I don't know. It's interesting. I'm excited. Like, it'd be really cool. I know that it can't. There's no way they would have cheapened what they did with Infinity War and Endgame. There's no way they would have done it. I don't care. So with that, sure, this is going to be exciting. I don't know. It's just a weird pivot.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Kang was an amazing character. The last episode of Loki with his speech and everything, I loved, absolutely adored. It is a shame that Jonathan Majors turned out to be not a great human being, apparently, but a great actor and did a great job, unfortunately. But, if they have to pivot, then it seems like a good move for me.
Well, like somebody else, I think was it Eric or was it Kabuki? Oh, here, Eric said it. That Doom was disfigured in the comics. Okay, cool. They could have also done that with Jonathan Majors' character. Like, they could have made Kang look different for some reason.
Yes and no, because there's you could have made one of them look different, but there's infinite amounts of them. That's kind of the issue with Kang. Is that
not if you're playing with time at that point, though. You could have done something in time. Like, I was watching Minions with the kids earlier today, and at one point they go to Villain Con because the Minions want to follow like a big bad boss. They just want to meet a big bad boss and be the minions for a big bad boss. So they meet up with this one guy that has time travel, and every time he went in the past, he brought basically a replicant with him. But in that booth at that Villain Con, they kill the original and all the others die. And it's just a moment. It's not like part of the movie. It's just this dumb little thing. But they killed the original one, so all the others died. So they could have done something with the time travel, especially with the TVA, to make sure that it wasn't him that did it. Like, they could have done something, especially with the creativity of who they have on staff writing these things, where they just needed to pivot Major's character out and still kept the Kang dynasty alive. But they decided to trash it all, bring in Doom, who's arguably way more important than Kang, and have Downey come back to play this character. Like, okay, is he going to be in a mask the whole time so we're not going to realize? Cool, then why have Downey do it? Like, there's got to be something, because that is too much of a holy shit moment to not have, especially with the multiverse and the TVA and everything that they have going on. Like, there's something that we don't know that's going to be like, holy shit, that was the most brilliant thing they've ever done. But right now it's kind of like, oh, I just don't want them to ruin Tony's character. Like, that was just an amazing arc.
Yeah, I think as long as they leave the character alone, we're going to be good.
Right.
And one thing that's interesting to me is that they talked about Fantastic Four. They showed that stuff, and I was like, okay, here comes another Fantastic Four kind of thing. I like who they picked for the actors. Yeah. That's cool. And then they said it happens in the 60s.
Yep.
And I was like, wait, what? And they showed a flying 60s car. I was like, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Immediately you did something that's different from the other movies.
Yep.
That's going to have this awesome style to it, like a Mad Men, but with, powers or something. And I was like, okay, all right. I'm immediately sold. And because it happens in the 60s, does that mean they're not going to have a Doctor Doom connection? And they're probably not going to have a Galactus connection. So I don't know what they're going to do as far as story goes, but at least they're not doing the same thing that they have previously, right?
I feel like they have to have a Doom connection.
I just mean as the overall story. Like, they might put an in thing or something.
Oh, sure.
But I Doctor Doom isn't going to be the bad guy in this, right? He's going to be the bad guy in Avengers. So,
well, he's going to turn. I assume. I have no idea. I assume he's going to turn in Fantastic Four. Like, he'll be part of the crew or part of the team or part of the research, whatever, and then he'll end up flopping.
So if Galactus is the villain here, then are they bringing back Silver Surfer? I feel like Silver Surfer needs his own movie.
Or her. Didn't they announce they were looking into female characters for Silver Surfer?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I abandon what you've done with Silver Surfer. That needs to go away.
Silver is casted. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fascinating. Cool.
I don't know if the Silver Surfer is going to be in Fantastic Four, I assumed.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be happening in another universe and stuff anyway, so who can argue, right? You do whatever you want.
Hell yeah.
Kind of the brilliance of multiverse that you can do that. Have you seen the Marvels?
No. Thank you for telling me. That's what I need to watch.
Definitely. I was really impressed and happy with it. And you need to watch credit scenes.
Sure. I loved Ms. Marvel. I thought that TV series was really fun.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, man. If you love the series, then you're just going to be smiling throughout the whole thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm watching tonight.
And it feels very Marvel-y. They get back to that Marvel feeling for me.
Yeah. Good.
Cool. Yeah, I love the Marvella,
the Marvels. Yeah, I like what Brandon said here about how Rhodey was just switched, and we were like, yeah, okay.
That was early MCU. It's hard to do it now, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, but what they've done, like, you watched Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Like, what they did to us in that movie was like, oh, come on. And that it's funny because I've talked about Keith before. I met Keith when I was student teaching. He did that comic book class. He was running English students through a class, like traditional English stuff, but using comics. And he said around Secret Wars is when he stopped reading the comics. He's like, well, fuck you. Like, nothing matters anymore.
Yeah,
whatever the hell you want, right? And what they did to us in Secret Wars is like, or in Secret Invasion is like, well, okay, well then nothing really matters and anyone can be anybody. And oh yeah, no one's really dead. Like, wait a minute, what? So like they could do whatever the hell they want. They really can.
This is true. They did replace William Hurt with Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to. Like, they didn't have a choice there, I guess, right?
I mean, they could have just said it's the next president and give him a different name, but you know, it wouldn't have fit because of the connection and all that. So.
Yeah, they would have had another president with the last name Ross.
Well, no, I'm saying, oh yeah, we've never had presidents with the same last names.
Right, but like back to back, like
that. Yeah, right, yeah.
My brother ran. Like, they could have done it.
Yeah.
Also, I really do hope they find their way through the Kang mess, because Kang would be such a cool character to see, so overpowering and just like brutal, like just like Thanos level of brutal, right? Like, just didn't give Thanos. Again, is the hero of that story, because he's, from his point of view, like, he's trying to do the right thing. In the comics, he's doing it to court death. In the movies, he was like, death was not a character, so nothing's going on there.
Right.
So, but like, that character was like massive extinction level, and Kang is just, I don't care. I don't care.
Well, it's interesting because so you kind of get the idea of that perspective if you watch the What If series, right?
Yep.
The first season of it, when Ultron gets all the stones and stuff, he goes through so many universes. At some point, he's just like, none of this matters.
Yep.
Kill one Iron Man, there's a billion other a trillion, infinite amount. It lessens the value of all things.
Yep.
When it just stretches out forever. And so it creates this kind of godlike perspective that looks so bad, but it's like us stepping on ants, you know?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah, What If is fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
What If is really good. And
I
agree.
Second season too, but it wasn't as good as the first.
I think it wasn't worse.
No. It wasn't like that it ruined or anything like that. It was really good, but there was just something so solid about that first one because it all came together and you didn't expect it. They couldn't have pulled that off the second time. But the stories in them are really good. I love Captain Britain's story continuing and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, they lean heavy into that one.
Yeah.
I agree with Chaos for sure. Like, Kang is just chaos for chaos. Like, he just doesn't care. He really does. And there's so many of them that just don't care.
Right.
That Council of Kangs, okay, like that, seeing how the hell are you going to deal with that? Like, they set it up so well to be this massively overpowering juggernaut of force. How are they going to do it? And we have no idea. Like, the Avengers were all whatever. Like, it would have been so cool to see them bring that in. I hope they do. I really hope they do. I like it. I think Doom made sense to be another layer out, right?
Who knew the only way to take care of all those Kangs was just one shitty actor?
One bad actor, yeah. I wish I knew the line that what's his name said in Loki 2. What does he say?
Morbius?
Yeah, the line that he says about, like, he's got this file folder and they ask about it, and then he's like, oh no, like, basically like, nah, they took care of it. It was like such a throwaway line. It was so like, wait a minute, because if you're watching it at this point, that Jonathan Majors was having an issue, and there were a lot of rumblings about what are they going to do with the character and blah blah whatever. And then you're watching Loki 2, and that line drops, and I'm like, oh fuck, I called it immediately.
This blows me away.
The Marvel shows.
Oh, you have so much awesomeness to watch.
Yeah, some of them are really fantastic.
Highly recommend.
But when we were talking about Loki and we were doing all our things, I called it. I said that's the line. They
used
that line to say we're done, and it fits so well in that. But like they jarred it. Basically, they took a thing, put a lid on it, and put it on a shelf. That's how they kind of treated that whole thing. So it's like, okay, fine. So now it's there. They could do like a Dave Filoni and eventually be like, oh, remember that Kang thing we put the lid on? Yeah, we're going to do that now. So it's not dead. So I hope they bring it back. But man, that's going to be, I almost feel like it would be a step down from Doom though. Right? Like it would be Doom and then maybe Galactus or something else in between. But like Kang would be.
That's the line. They're hunting down the Kang variants throughout time. So the TVA took care of it, kind of thing.
Yeah, but they said something about how they took care of it, or we dealt with it or they dealt with it. It was just a throwaway, like you had this idea of this thing, right? We've had this thing that's massive, and they were like, yeah, no, we're good. They're taking care of it. Because if they're hunting them down throughout time, cool, they still exist and they're still hunting them, so they're still basically a threat. But what I caught from it is that it's no longer a threat, that they've dealt with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is I'm also extremely excited for this as well. I have one little caveat about it that I'm worried about, which was the Kingpin in both Echo and Hawkeye is not the Kingpin that I know from the Netflix series. They're missing just a little bit of the depth of that character in both of those movies.
Yeah.
Now Echo had a little bit more of it. I'll give it that, but it still wasn't as good as it was in those. I hope that if they bring the Kingpin back to the Daredevil, I hope to kind of bring him back in that era. It's hard to say. He was just better. That character was better in the Daredevil series than he was, and the Punisher in that series than he was in those two series.
Yeah.
But I hope they, I hope they do something to, kind of bring him back a little bit to that. Yeah. I think they tried in Echo, and I had no problems with him in Echo, but I also wasn't totally impressed. Did you see all of Echo?
Very excited. Yeah, I'm super excited for Daredevil.
Yeah, I love that series on Netflix.
Yep.
It's really hard for me to say which of the Netflix Marvel series were my favorite.
Nah, it's easy.
Is it easy for you?
Yeah.
I mean, Daredevil had 3 solid seasons.
They did.
Whereas Luke Cage only had 1 solid season, and the second one was okay.
Yeah, 2 is not. 2 is definitely not even as good as 1 in Luke Cage. Luke Cage 1 is phenomenal.
Oh, the first season of Luke Cage is amazing.
But I will take multiple Luke Cage 2 over any Iron Fist.
What about Punisher, though?
Punisher was great.
Better than Daredevil?
Oh, no. Punisher, Daredevil, and Luke Cage are better than Iron Fist. They are.
Oh, yeah. Iron Fist is at the bottom, unfortunately. Although I don't hate it as much as you do.
We are constantly monitoring his patience to ensure he doesn't discover time travel. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, like, they tied it up, right? Like, it's not him any longer. Oh, Punisher's very good. Oh, his variants, not patience.
The brilliant thing about Punisher season 1 was to actually focus on PTSD.
Yep.
Which wasn't, of course, in the early comics whenever I was reading comics as a kid, because PTSD wasn't a thing that people knew about.
Yeah. And also wasn't in the original Punisher movies, right? It was a revenge story. It wasn't a...
Well, the Dolph Lundgren one, 89, I think the year was. I don't think they were even... I don't know when PTSD became a known thing to really start treating and all that stuff, but I kind of feel like it was somewhere in the 90s. Maybe I'm wrong, but just to bring that into it. Yes, Jessica Jones is also really amazing.
Oh, phenomenal. Yep, for sure. Jessica Jones is better than Luke Cage, for sure.
Shell shock, right? But it also wasn't taken seriously, right? Oh, he's just got shell shock. He'll get over it, that kind of thing and stuff. And to bring that into the Punisher character, it was just brilliant to do that. So,
well, also Barenthal's, he brought the character.
Amazing, best person you could have gotten.
Yep.
Yeah, and also to have Karen from Deborah Wall from Daredevil move over into that series just really anchored it and felt good. And you had Claire Ahsoka, actually.
Okay. Yep.
What's her name? That's gonna drive me crazy.
You said Ahsoka and I lost it.
I know. Comments will help us out.
Someone will get it.
Clerks 2, I think she was in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my God! Why can't I place it?
Her powers are super boring. I actually think her powers are interesting because she doesn't have invulnerability.
There you go, Rosario Dawson.
Damn Rosario Dawson. Thank you. I think Luke Cage's powers are more boring than hers because he has invulnerability and that super strength. She only has super strength, so you could actually just cut her with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, she could get shot.
Yeah.
That's scary to think about if you're going around acting like a superhero, but you have no defense. She ought to wear a bulletproof vest at least. Yeah.
Well, also dealing with her character and having what's his name in her head, like that was just a really cool
The Purple Man. Yeah.
character flaw. Yeah.
Mm. And what a cool, what a great David Tennant to play him was amazing. The Purple Man. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's hard to do Daredevil or Punisher because they were both just epic.
The thing that sells me on Daredevil is that all 3 seasons are solid.
Yeah. I mean, Punisher too. I didn't lose interest in any of the Punishers.
Yeah, he's got 2, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they were great. But then you got to throw in, I think, the Defenders as a whole was great. But
great.
Like Luke Cage playing off of Jessica Jones, playing off of Danny Rand, playing off that was really, really well done. Great storyline. You had a lot of the characters supporting each other. But then when you broke them up from the Defenders, then it goes Luke Cage and that other thing that I'm not going to say.
What, Iron Fist?
That thing.
Yeah, well, but you need the Iron Fist season 1 for Defenders to make any sense.
Sure, you do. It's painful.
I don't think it's painful. I liked it least,
brutal.
But I still liked it. I was fine with it.
Fine for setup, but it's like I'm pretty sure you'll get everything you need to know about Danny Rand watching the Defenders. I don't think you need to watch Iron Fist. I don't think you'll feel lost in watching that team up. You might not get some
you probably won't feel lost.
One-liners, but I don't think you need it.
I agree you wouldn't feel lost, but I don't think there's any reason to skip it. Just don't expect it to be as good as the other 3, and you'll be fine.
Sure.
It's good.
Like Shang-Chi seems like it's just a standalone movie right now. I know they're doing number 2. We haven't seen anything. He hasn't been in a credit scene. He hasn't been mentioned. Like
I know.
There's nothing.
I've been so surprised by that. I expected him in She-Hulk. I expected him in the Doctor Strange movie.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, especially in the Multiverse of Madness. Like, how was he not?
Yeah.
How was he not mentioned? How was none of that? It's so good, and I'm sure too.
It was amazing.
But
it feels so blocked off, like you said. It feels
like a total block
on its own island, and it needs to be brought back in. You know, and Wu was the connection. That's why I thought I'd see him in She-Hulk or something like that, right?
Yep.
And all you need is a few little guest star
Yep.
parts of it, something. But you know, I don't know.
Same thing with the Eternals, right? The Eternals was, but you have the Tiamat, and you're going to talk about Adamantium, and it's going to be mentioned moving forward. And then they said, yeah, Eternals 2 is trash. Like, we're not doing it. All right, cool. So now you have this movie out there that's going to introduce fucking Adamantium, and no one, like, you're not building off of that. It's just a thing. Like, okay.
Yeah, because, Eternals was so bad that it was DC level. It was the one MCU. I'm not counting the Hulk as MCU. It was the one MCU that is just not great.
But you decide to just take Shang-Chi and put it off to the side and not bring that in anywhere.
Yeah. I don't know why they haven't connected it yet. I expected it to be connected. So
I'm sure 2 will be fine. It'll bring it back. Also, what was her name? Awkwafina? Like, she annoyed the shit out of me in that movie.
Oh, really? I thought she was funny.
Not at all.
She's like that in everything, though. She's a comedian. She's,
Sure.
But I thought she was a funny character.
But Bill Burr is a comedian, and he was phenomenal in Cassian, in Andor. Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yes, I want him to have his own series.
Absolutely. He was fantastic.
If he just stop making fun of Star Wars fans, then let's get it done.
I mean, he can keep doing it because he's funny when he does it.
Kabuki, you should watch movies.
X-Men are showing up.
Yeah, the Eternals, it just wasn't there. It felt so DC-like, right? Just
Yeah.
like whatever DC movies are missing, that was also missing it.
Yeah.
No one's able to quantify what that is, I guess. But
It seemed like a weird marriage between these superheroes and those creatures. Like it wasn't like who was the bad guy in that movie? You know, like it was just a weird.
right. Well, turns out one of them was, but
Sure, yeah, yes, but
with the problem with hey, we fight these monsters that nobody else can see is that nobody cares.
yeah,
You do all this stuff, sure, fascinating, but if it doesn't harm anyone, it doesn't do anything, oh well, you know. And they didn't connect it to today.
Yeah.
Like they start off the whole thing going, yeah, the whole Thanos thing was bad. We can't interfere. All right, well, if you can't interfere, then get the hell out of my MCU. What are you doing here?
Yep. Yeah, now you have
you to interfere
with everything.
Yeah, if you got all these awesome powers, you need to do stuff, or I don't care about you. Get out of there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to see the X-Men coming in now is going to be, it's going to be fun. It's going to be super fun. There's so many good characters. There really are.
Yeah. Growing up, I was an X-Men fan. That's the comics I got and all that stuff. And I loved X-Men in '99, I think. Again, or maybe might have been 2001, somewhere around there, 2000. But I loved that X-Men when it came out. Doesn't quite hold up as well as all the other superhero movies. If you go back and watch it, but there's still some awesome stuff to it. I mean, Ian McKellen as Magneto is, you know, and you get Hugh Jackman and all that. So, yes, X2 is the best one. I agree.
Yep.
Get some Weapon X action in there. I had all the original Weapon X comics. I just looked at them yesterday. Actually.
Yep. Yeah, the first one was good. The second one was definitely better. And I believe, didn't they say that they're doing it too?
I hope they are. But this is another one that feels like another island. Like it's not connected to the rest of the Marvel universe. It'd be kind of cool to connect them.
Correct.
They had that feeling with Ant-Man, and they successfully connected them.
Yep.
And now they need to do that with the others.
Yep. I agree. I hope they do. I liked it. I like that, the way he was doing it.
Yeah. How about him and Shang-Chi in a movie together?
The clash of cultures right there.
That'd be weird.
Yeah. Also, you gotta. I mean, so Shang-Chi is very specific, right? Because it had it had a brilliance to it because of its lore, right? Because of its history. And Moon Knight is a completely different myth, so it had a different type of feel to it. Like those two together probably wouldn't work very well, but finding the characters that can and then bring them in together, like looking at Thor, Kenneth Branagh's Thor, and Iron Man. Completely different characters, but man, they work really well when they started combining everything.
Right. I mean, Shang-Chi is arguably still in the same universe. You know this because the whole 10 Rings thing. They, if you watch the little, I don't know what they call them, webisodes, or they made some little stuff in between to connect Iron Man and Iron Man 3. Had
Mandarin?
The Mandarin in it. Yeah. Connect the old Mandarin, Ben Kingsley's Mandarin to this one.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah. Midnight Suns would be the thing. For sure. Midnight Suns would be the thing.
As long as Nick Cage isn't Ghost Rider.
No, I'd bring back the guy that did it in the series. Like I thought he was good as Ghost Rider.
Oh, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out there in hell right now, isn't he? Like he went back and
I think he went off on his own or something like that. So yeah, I actually liked him. He was good. Although he had like a whole
Black
family
Knight reference too at the end of Eternals. That kit,
that's right.
He had the thing. It was Black Knight. Yeah,
Carrington or whatever his name is.
That would be.
And Blade's coming back. We know that they're making a new Blade. So yeah. We just need a Ghost Rider. I liked Ghost Rider a lot when I was a kid too. So.
Oh, Norman Reedus.
Which one? Oh, Norman Reedus is Ghost Rider? I don't want Ryan Gosling to be Ghost Rider.
No. Norman
I like Ryan Gosling in a lot of things, but not Ghost Rider.
No.
Although he does kind of look like the original Johnny.
Johnny Blaze.
Almost said Johnny Storm. Yeah, Johnny Blaze. If you look at the picture, the little tight haircut and all that stuff. But no, Norman Reedus would be pretty good.
Norman Reedus.
I don't know if Norman Reedus has the acting range for it, honestly.
I don't know if you need it for that character. You just need to be a badass.
I think we saw that character without much of an acting range in Nicolas Cage, not to be mean to Cage, but I kind of want someone who's really like a deep character for that role.
Yeah, I guess more like is Ghost Rider the same character then? Is
Driver was really good. Driver was really good. I like Ryan Gosling. I just don't like him for Ghost Rider.
Look at what's his name for Venom?
Who?
Tom Harding?
Harding? Yeah.
Yeah. Like Venom as the voice for that and Harding as Brock. Like that's good. So if you did Ghost Rider the same way, where the actor for Johnny Blaze, which I think they should do Johnny Blaze, that's probably what most people know. If that was an actor, and then when he's Ghost Rider, you have that voiceover, you have that digital whatever, because obviously it's not the same. I think that would work really well for that. Hardy,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Venom 2 was a horribly written movie. I hated it. Venom 1 was pretty good, but I really liked him as Venom. Like, even though the movies were like, for me, for the most part, I really liked that character, and I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, I hope he's in 4. I hope he's in Spider-Man 4.
He was much better at that than he was Bane.
Bane was ridiculous. And it was a much better Venom than that mess of Spider-Man 3 they tried to do.
Ooh, I don't think that one did exist. I think you're thinking of something that didn't exist.
It wasn't even Venom. It was like it had his name, but it wasn't him. It was more Carnage than anything. Yeah. Venom.
Oh, yeah. Venom Max was great.
I like what he brought to the character. I like the back and forth. For sure.
Yeah. I will say this. I kind of wish that because Venom for the longest time was a villain, just straight up villain. And for the movie, they made him a hero too soon. Like he was just like, I want to be a villain. No, I'll be a hero. Fine. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
He was, an anti-hero or whatever, could bite heads off or something. But you wanted more Carnage. Yeah, I did not like that Carnage. Who played Carnage? It was some like
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I did not like it. It was overacted. It was too crazy.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, Carnage, the what's his name? Starts with a C? Can't remember his name now. The guy who is him or whatever. He's a crazy guy anyway, but still.
Yeah.
What was his name? No, that's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, I'm
What's
taking
Carnage's real name? I think it starts with a C. It's like Caesar or something. That is Cletus Cassidy. Yep. Thank you. I should have known it was alliteration. It's Marvel.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, all right. We're going on, and you need some time to watch the Marvels.
Yeah, I need something to take my mind off of what I should be doing because I leave at 7 a.m. 7 hours.
Well, maybe you should go to sleep then.
I'm not going to sleep.
You should if you're driving.
I'm not, actually.
Everybody tell me. Oh, okay.
I'll be in a car, but somebody else is driving.
Oh, okay. Well.
Right. No, I don't rest. My mind I'm going to be awake for hours. Like if I get 4, I'll be happy.
You're going to need that sleep throughout the con, though.
Sure, but like I don't need. Again, we're driving and not setting up the booth in the same day.
Okay.
Like that's killer, right? Wake up tomorrow, get to the exhibit hall, do the thing, and be good. Rather than driving and have to set up in 4 hours, like nah.
Yeah, that's pain. Yep. All right.
Thank you.
Well, we'll send you on your way. Go check out booth 151, 3WS. Get all their stuff. See all their things. Say hi to him.
Just say hi. Just come say hi. And come to the soiree because I'm at some point. I'm sure you'll be showing off some of your games too, Eric, because I'll have them there.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'll take pictures and do videos and
cool.
All the stuff.
Get Eric to play Zozimos. See what he thinks.
Yeah, for sure. I need a couple more eyes on it. With the new rules, play in person.
Yeah.
Monday's show, a week from now, I'll be getting back. So we're leaving Gen Con Sunday after breakdown, driving, crashing in a hotel, and then making the trip back Monday easier than, another 10-hour trip in one day. So I'll be back early afternoon on Monday. So Monday, I'll be most likely absolutely exhausted, but we could do a Gen Con recap on Monday, like a week from now.
All right, let's do it. Let's plan it.
Also, next Monday will be the overview of what I've hauled back from Gen Con. And it'll be a year since the haul from last year. And there was a little bit of, and I know Dave, I'm sure Dave's not watching it because he's probably already turned into a pumpkin, but he did an over-under of 3. Of the, I think, 15 games I brought back or had on the show, he thought I would only get to 3 of them in a year. And the contest was a year from now. How many of you really think Mike's going to play a year from now? I think Chris said 1. Dave said 3. So I'm curious.
Well, I didn't take into account that you go to a game night every Tuesday where other people would have taught you and made you play those games.
For sure.
So.
But it's very specific, right? Like they had to be the games that I brought back from Gen Con and at the game night. But if you go to our Discord, there is a Gen Con channel where I listed all of the games that I did bring back from last year. So on Monday's show, we can go over that so we can see how many people think whatever. Nice. I can tell you which ones I played. And then we can start a new list for the next year of how many games you think Mike's going to actually play in a year.
Nice. Yeah.
It is not 100% complete.
Better than 1, though.
Is it 50% complete? Maybe it's 25% complete. Who knows?
Yeah, go check out the Discord. Links in the descriptions. And come back next week and see what all the crap you got.
Yeah, it's definitely all going to be crap.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Tell us any movies we missed, although I can't imagine we missed any at this point. Like and subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Thank you, 9 of you that stuck with us at the end. Yeah, I liked watching all the numbers start going down after we started just going into the MC universe conversation. That's how you know the fans of MCU stick around.
Yep.
I love it. We appreciate the lunatics.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see a lot of you in a couple days.
We need a button now. Devoted lunatic. 42.
We should do that. Oh, we should do that. Okay. Thank you, Bonnie.
I think he was talking to me.
I think he's talking to me.
No. As long as he doesn't answer, we can both be happy.
This is very true. We'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out at some point.
Schrodinger's Donnie. All right.
Tell us after who you really like. Yeah, have a great week. Safe trip if you are going to Indy, however you're getting there. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Chris, I'll talk to you as soon as you hit the end stream button.
Cool. Bye, everybody.